with the monk and the arms of the astral self, if I have those summoned, can I use wisdom instead of strength when doing an athletics check? It says that you can use your wisdom modifier in place of your strength modifier when making strength checks and strength saving throws.
Yeah, so athletics is a strength check.
Okay, just wanted to clarify with that, but it has to be while my arms are out. I don't normally get that.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Also, I changed Carl a little bit. He now has a kazoo to talk to us.
Oh, God. The evolution of Carl.
Tell me you have a kazoo prop next to the computer that you're going to be using.
Oh,
Yeah, if you don't, then
Missed
it's not-
opportunities.
It's not legal unless you have the
Next
kazoo.
Next
Kazoo?
No kazoo unless you have it. You gotta
Love
the
it.
noises.
Yeah, when I had
Love
jingle,
it.
when I had jingle, I had rattles and bells next to the computer.
Ah,
Oh, wow.
I mean, my
All you have
mic
to-
generally like sound what do you call it? Noise
Yeah, your
reduced most of
noise
it, but
crisp.
You just need to find a sound effect on the internet.
yeah.
Can you guys answer a question for me? Any of you guys might know. The little tokens, this is, all of our names with our little icons. Is there a way to decrease that size?
On the Roll20?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there is actually.
Yeah, it's in the options.
Min
Yeah,
options.
You can set it to like names only if you want.
Yeah. So the
Although,
gear wheel.
I recommend at least doing small so you know how you're displaying.
Yeah. Gear
It's under-
wheel?
Yeah, the gear wheel, and then let's see. They changed this a bit.
So it's in your audio and video. You
Is
go
it?
over
Okay.
to your second video display tab underneath
there it
audio
is.
and video, player video avatar size, and that's where you can change it to smaller names only.
That's what I was missing was the
Thank you.
tab within the tab.
Yep.
I appreciate it. Dude, it's getting annoying because it wasn't like fitting right and it was offsetting it, so it was like in the middle of my screen. So for the last 2 weeks, I've been dragging them all around, and I'm like, I'm done with this. There has to be
So
an easier
what
way.
did you have them as large?
I had them as regular, dude. I just got
Oh.
a tiny monitor. Leave me alone.
Gotcha.
Don't shame me.
oh, we'll shame you.
No,
Right,
I
you're
keep
allowed
them.
to
I
shame
keep
me
them
whatever
on
the fuck you
small.
want.
I keep them on small even when I am plugged into my big monitor. But yeah, especially when I'm just on my laptop screen, you gotta have them small.
That's me. I'm just
Wow.
playing on the laptop until I set up my desktop since I moved in 3 months ago. And it hasn't hatched.
That's
Sometimes
why
when I
have the
feel
two
like playing
monitors.
from the sofa, then I'm just on my on my laptop screen.
Another
Yeah.
question I had, Lou, was inspiration points. I didn't understand, I guess, how we get those or where we get those, and have not been tracking those on either character.
Hmm.
And
Well,
we can deal with that at another time, but just something I wanted to talk to you about.
You just add a resource to your sheet for story points, and you start with one, so you have at least one. You get them by doing the journal or by winning MVP, the two ways. Sometimes I
You get-
award them when stuff happens in game, but that doesn't happen too often.
Can
Okay.
he get back
Mostly 'cause I
credit for the
forget.
things he forgot?
Did he do
Yeah,
journal
just
at all?
go back and check your journals and.
Well, I
yeah.
got
about the
MVP
MVP?
twice on Alwyn.
So yeah, then
Oh, I
you
need
have
to
two
change
more
it here.
inspiration
Okay.
points.
And then count
I
however
don't wanna
many
tell him to
journals you
just-
put up. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't want to tell him to just add them, because I don't know, how you wanted to do that for, because I don't know how far back the MVP votes went, and I think 2 is right, but I just wanted to clear with you before I'm like, yeah, just throw those in there, but it's no problem.
Yeah.
As
Perfect.
long as you're being honest, it's fine.
Yep. Sounds good.
Oh, shit, really? We gotta be honest? Oh, dude, I'm sorry.
Else,
I've been
get
fudging my
murdered.
rolls all since we've started, Lou. I'm sorry.
How do you fudge your rolls on Roll20?
Don't ask questions you don't want answers to.
Now I might have to Google this.
I don't know if you can, but I'd be quite impressed if you could.
Next week, there's 4 new openings for games.
Yeah, dude, after last week's fight, Matt believes it. I was critting so hard. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Mary, you were there too. Yeah. I mean, we know all win, but I'm just ignoring him.
Dick.
I couldn't kill you, dude. I tried so many times. This fucking
We-
little goddamn
you
fury
have
nymph
levels of
motherfucker just
exhaustion.
wanted to keep feeding you gooseberries.
Who won that?
Gooseberries.
fight?
Ophelia's not smart enough to know what the fuck you were feeding.
They were all
Alright.
so Uslog, since you missed it, they were all trying to kill each other, and my character was not participating in the melee initially because she's not built for anything offensive. So she just went around and put Bane on everybody so they couldn't hurt each other as much, and then like healed everybody, kept feeding them good berries and giving them temporary HP.
Dude, every
Well, like
round
the-
of HP. The fight itself lasted 3.5
3 hours. Yeah.
Was this just like a
Half, dude, we
sparring
went past
thing,
midnight.
or did you all
Oh,
have
I
a
was
disagreement?
I was 6, so I just did a battle royale.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you all use
Uh,
like the to be continued battle mat or something?
Oh yeah,
Yep.
we drew
Yeah.
all over
There's
it.
shit all over it.
Good
Oh,
luck
jeez.
seeing Tuesday's map, dude.
Oh, that sounds fun.
There's bloodstains from Ophelia and from Elric and
It got to be like midnight, and they're like, "Okay, this is going too long. You have to stop healing people." So then I finally tried to fight,
Midnight.
and Matt's character, being an artificer,
Wait.
had taken very little damage, so he
Even with
demolished
the
me.
time difference, it's like 4 hours.
yeah.
Yeah.
Those are nuts.
It was the entire
Too
normal
angry
session. Yeah.
when you leave us to our own.
It's like
boards.
my
It
it's
shows
like
how
my
effective
grade
of a
school D
healer
and
you are,
D.
though.
When me and my friends like, I'm going to kill you, and then we just started fighting with our characters.
Dude, it was a wet noodle
100%.
fight for a while.
No, and then
Everybody's sitting
and I
at 4
smite,
levels of
and-
exhaustion.
Yeah. I'm gonna lay on hands now. This is
Oh,
bullshit.
man.
Ophelia
Sounds
came
like
out of
a
the
fun
gate
group.
swinging, and then I didn't realize the fight was gonna go for 4 fucking hours, so I'm at 0 spell slots for half the fucking fight.
Want daily caster.
Wah, wah. It's a
I still
struggle,
had plenty of resources. I could have kept going.
It's
I
an
had
interesting
arrows.
idea. Maybe I should stream like Gladiator D&D on like Sundays. Everyone just comes with whatever character to fight.
I mean,
Just
it
wanted
was
to
a
limit
blast. It was a lot of hilarity
and
and stuff. It
everyone
was a
just
good learning opportunity too.
Teams up on the
Honestly,
min-maxers.
Yeah, some of it was learning like what our characters could do, like because I mean that was the first combat
Oh,
I had
yeah.
done with that character.
Yeah.
You feel like you got a better understanding, Mary?
Yeah, yeah. I didn't pull all the stops, but yeah.
Oh,
some
sorry, Lou.
Smack talk
Before we
now.
start again
You
real
guys, I
quick.
didn't even need to pull the stops. We just go ahead. What?
Where did you post what we can do with our story points?
I think it's in the rules section of the Discord
Oh, that would make sense.
under
One place we haven't looked.
is it information? Yeah, I think house rules might be where it is under information. It's like terms of service, character creation rules, and like a bunch of other stuff. I think it's in house rules. Let me see.
No, it's not in house rules. I remember reading it, but I don't remember where it's posted. But I don't see it in house
That's
rules.
what we all said.
I should go over this stuff because some of this stuff probably isn't up to date. Yeah, no, it's in house rules.
Is it?
It's
Did I
under
miss it?
story point usage in house rules.
Hmm.
Perfect. Thank you. I was looking everywhere, and I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with me?
Yeah.
Be smart. I was
Right
looking
now,
forever.
no one's actually used any of the alternate.
Oh, I see it.
ones
It's
yet.
up pretty high. Okay.
There
Yeah.
we go.
Oh, because you
Oh,
probably
no.
edited and didn't add it when you posted the new stuff. Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. So, I mean, most people just use them for inspiration, but you can technically kind of guide the story as long as the rest of the players are okay with it.
All right,
But-
Beryl's going to use all of her. She's going to use her 10 points of inspiration to make the party go and return Princess Drigda.
I mean, you can, like I said, as long as all the players are okay with
I've
it.
no, it's this breadcrumb that I've literally been holding on to for like 2 years, guys.
I want it. Now I
Sorry,
want it so
Chris.
bad.
What's that? What'd you say, Lou?
Side quest.
Yep.
Is Beryl? Yeah, this is Arapel's game. Beryl's the Monday group.
yeah, but Beryl's the only one of my characters that has enough inspiration points to do that to just push the story plotline.
All right. Well, speaking of
Uh-oh,
which,
guys. I'm making a chocolate martini.
Oh, don't do it.
Nice.
I'm now
This
drunk
ended
D&D.
terribly last on Tuesday. There was chocolate and bullshit everywhere.
I haven't drank during D&D since college. It's definitely a bad idea if the DM's drinking. Players just keep
I would imagine so. That's how a party kill happens.
Yeah, it's like, my head hurts. You're all dead. Going to
I'm
bed.
going to bed.
Yeah. What? This is bullshit. But yeah, it looks like Arapel is your turn to scribe this week, if you're okay with that.
I am always happy to give that up to someone else who wants it, but I can do it if no one does.
Does anyone else need inspiration points and want to scribe?
I gotta figure out what the hell's going on in this story before I take a chance at scribing. This shit's deep.
Yeah. I mean,
That's fine.
I don't know. I'm not thirsty for inspiration on Hohenheim like I am with Ophelia.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, then I guess Arapel, you're okay doing it.
All right.
And Uslog, as the previous scribe, can you guide us through the chaos of last week?
Yeah, there was a lot. So the journal was super long. But a lot of it was talking and downtime activities. So we arrived in Taivanis at the Phoenix Guild. Xerxes did his teleporty thing to get us there, and introduced himself to the scholars there, checking everyone in as Shadar, which was interesting. The rest of us gave our true names, except for Chomsky tried to give a false name for Hohenheim. It was a whole thing. They called him out on it. Darian gave his alias Tardik, and he got away with that. So we have some aliases amongst the group. So we kind of just jumped right into finding out how to get library access. We were sent to someone named Odra Forfin in the library floor of the guild, or the campus, I guess. Arapel talked with a student to ask after this contact and was mistaken for an information holder, which was a interesting little interaction there. Odra Forfin helped us. Wait, did we actually talk to Odra Forfin? Or did we end up just talking to Skyweaver? I can't remember.
Or she was the Or I don't think so. I don't think we did.
No,
Okay,
we
well,
ended up speaking to Chomsky's contact instead.
Right. Yeah. In the process of trying to locate Odra Forfin, Chomsky dropped a name of an old colleague named Ignatius Skyweaver. So he came and talked with us, gave us some names of people that we could talk to in order to continue our research into the Rune Masters, and their ways of containing the Shadow Lords, which was our main mission. They also caught up a little bit. Apparently 200 years is a long time. Things happen.
I think we ended up saying it was 50 years.
50 years. Okay, a little less long, but still gnomes. So the research for the library was going to be 50 gold pieces for the week. So we thought about ways to sort of fund that. Uslog and Valaman did not like the idea of sorting books for money, so they decided that they would be fighting in the Colosseum to make some coin. Chomsky was going to look into the Artisans Guild, see if he could get a membership and some work through them. And Hohenheim, we kind of don't know exactly what he was up to, but apparently some spy work and some information gathering for us, which was nice. So he offered to find Gordo Alvelhammer, who is with the Talon Elite, but we figured out that he had left the Talon Elite a while ago. So let's see what else. Oh yes. So Chomsky's contact at the Artisans Guild was named Delphara Froud. So that is another contact that we had. um, so sorry, I'm just like scrolling through here because there was a lot.
The Blood
Okay.
Hand is looking for Uslog. I don't know.
Oh
if you
yeah,
remember that.
yeah. I was gonna do like a kind of a week summary. So, all right. So, week 1, the research at the Phoenix Guild turned up some interesting information. They found out that there is a tower of the Rune Masters that was supposedly had survived the Cataclysm, was rumored to be in the mountainous regions of the north, and a mining town called Zorik that may have some people that know of the tower's location, is what I gathered. So that, with their week of research, that's kind of what they got. Chomsky also started working at the guild, but ended up postponing that. He made a headband of intellect for Arapel and Hohenheim to help with their endeavors. Valaman and Uslog fought in the arena for the first week. Uslog didn't do so well. A little stage fright. Valaman did great and gained some notoriety and some money for that. He won the tournament. Woohoo! Yeah. So and then Hohenheim did end up getting the information about Gordo Havelhammer, as well as, well, I think the second week he found out that the Blood Hand was looking for Uslog. He has not yet had a chance to tell us that. But he did find out that Gordo was working for the Blood Hand at the moment, so it may be a little tricky to get to him. Second week, so we decided on a second week to craft some more things, maybe find out a little bit about where Remy might be, and all that stuff. Uslog fought in the arena again and kind of like pulled out all the stops apparently.
She won the
Accidentally.
belt.
Yeah, won the belt,
and
but
she killed a guy by accident.
accidentally killed somebody in earlier in the week. She is feeling pretty guilty about that, but she will live with the consequences. Valaman did all right, but Uslog beat him in the final round. Chomsky crafted more Goggles of Night. Arapel finished scribing a scroll of Revivify, and Chomsky earned his membership to the Taiwanese Artisans Guild. Woohoo! Let's see. Hohenheim came upon some interesting information that he could get a pass to the underground market. Is that what we're calling it? The kind of the black market,
Yeah, the black
where the
market.
Blood Hand do their business for a day.
I think he
also,
didn't take it though, so that opportunity.
He didn't end up taking it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't think we haven't really kind of discussed that as a group. So this is more just for review. And then we gathered at the end of the second week. I think this is the end of the second week on the 24th winter to decide whether we were ready to prepare for the journey to the mountains in search of that dwarven tower, or if we should stay another week.
Yeah. Also, I added a quest log to the information areas, just so you can write down story things that you want to pursue. I added a few in there that I knew of. If you have others that you remember and want to put in there, feel free.
Was that
Can you say where that was at again, Lou?
Huh?
Can you say where that was again, please?
It's in the Splitlanders information sheet, next to the party treasury.
Oh, in the
Oh, that I
the
don't
pin.
have access
Yeah.
to. Oh, hey. Thanks,
It
man.
should be in the pin if you want to look for that link. But you guys are
Don't
free
have a
to...
bookmark yet.
Chomsky, send it to me.
Oh, is it not linked?
It's linked in the main chat.
Oh, I bet it is.
It's
I bet
pinned
it
in
is.
the main chat, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just make Matt do work for me.
Yeah, it should be pinned in the main chat, but if it's not there, let me know. But yeah, if you want to use that to help track things, feel free to add or subtract. I just put 5 things down that I remember you all were looking into. So just to kind of keep track of the group's different main and side quests that they've discovered. So yeah, it is now the 24th of winter, 11 p.m. The week was ending. So, what do you all want to do? Shall we pass the night? I guess you are all meeting up at the end of the day as usual. So you're probably at your inn, because that's where I believe everyone was staying, right? Except for Hodenheim.
I do want to go there though, at least and meet up.
Yeah, you can
Yeah,
meet up.
it's kind of a meeting spot.
Sure, meet up in the evenings. So yeah, I'll say that you are all there. What do you want to do?
I guess I can go first. Miss Usalog, might I please have a word with you?
Yeah.
'Cause you
She like downs whatever drink she's drinking and comes over.
So, um,
Are you wearing
this
the
is
belt, Uslog?
No.
The headband.
No,
Oh,
she would not be
it was
wearing
like-
it.
Is it
No.
just in your room somewhere?
Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
Hohenheim's just gonna ask Uslog to kind of step off to the side, and get like some privacy where no one can hear.
'Kay.
And as he does that, and he kind of like is able to look around, make sure nobody else can overhear, he kind of tells her all the information, and he just kind of is like, "Oh yes, just for your ears, you know, like I don't know how you want this information to be handled, but I thought you should be made aware."
But oh yeah, you already told me. So, well, it doesn't surprise me. We kind of made a few enemies with the Blood Hand. I guess we'll just be ready if they come looking for me. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what we would do. I mean, we could just go seek them out if they're looking for me. Maybe
Well,
they
in
just
my
want to.
profession, I seem to be a little bit of a problem. That if I hear names, it's probably not a good thing to hear.
Oh. Like
Just you should be aware, dear. I just want the best for you. I don't want you to be in any trouble.
Okay. Well, thank you. I will keep my eyes open. I mean, they always are,
And-
but
Just kind of turns and walks back towards the group.
yeah.
All right. Any other interactions this evening?
I guess I would ask if we plan on heading out tomorrow or how we're traveling.
It might be best if we skip town for a little while. Uslog would say.
Cool.
Not that I'm not afraid of of the anyway,
Look,
but
Hohenheim looks over, and you just see a metallic eye kind of wink at you.
how, oh, that's interesting. Okay.
Like he knows, but he's like, you know, I ain't saying nothing. Like he knows. Oh,
Yeah.
you're saying skip town? Okay.
Cool.
So the rest of the group, you haven't shared with the rest of the group that we know that you know that the Blood Hand knows she's in town and is looking for her. Is that what I'm
No, I
understanding?
only wanted to tell Uslog because that's her information to share with
Yeah.
the group, and I don't want to share her information with everybody.
Okay.
Yeah. Uslog would say, I'll tell you why. If we are in a safer place, perhaps.
Cool. So
Sounds like we need to leave.
tonight in the morning. Are we?
I don't think
do
we need to
have-
rush or anything.
Cool.
Are we? So we were like in the bar, right? There's other people around and everything.
At this point, it's pretty late at night, so you're probably
Oh.
like in a lounge area where there might be some people, but not that many because it's
Oh.
like 11 p.m.
Well,
Unless you
yeah.
want to be in the bar, it's open pretty late.
No, I mean, if we're somewhere away from people, I would share the same information. I would say, hey, you know, I made some enemies in Char, and they are looking for me. I have no idea why. I mean,
Shock,
then I guess.
Shock says, I would
No
guess
idea.
because of the events with Sithril.
Yeah. Although it was my understanding that she was she kind of was going against their wishes in a way. But
She's a little bit of a rebel.
a little bit is what it sounded like. So
Well, you could try to talk to them, but I would advise
Mhm.
against that, Shock says.
yeah,
if
they didn't
you
really
do-
seem the type to really want to talk.
If you do,
So-
you probably want to do it in a lit place with a lot of friends around.
But I think it's important you guys know, because if you're around me, you're likely to get wrapped up in it, unfortunately. So that's why I think we should skip down for a little. But if we have
Well,
other
is there
other businesses
anybody
we need
needs to pick up any supplies in the morning?
Yeah. We
Excuse
should
me,
probably,
sorry.
we should probably go to the market. Do we know? We should, I apologize. How specific was the information? Oh, we know that it's in the mountains near the dwarven settlements, right?
Yeah, you read about a possible contact in Dazoric that might be able to help you out.
Gotcha. And are we traveling there the old-fashioned way, or did we contact Xerxes? I'm trying to remember. I'm
I
sorry.
think we were planning on contacting Xerxes.
Okay. All right.
So
Cool.
we can
So-
try.
What would we know anything about the city to the north that we're planning to visit to start in? As far as like what we might need for travels. I guess we can supply there for if we go into the mountains from there. I guess we can just supply there, right?
Shock says, well, Dazoric is in the northern areas of the Empire. It's pretty cold up there, so I dress warm. Lots of snow. Says I led a caravan through there a few times, and every time it's chilly as hell.
Okay, so get some
Uh,
warm clothes at the market.
Who said that?
Shock.
Get some warm clothes.
Oh, Shock, yeah.
Shock. Oh yeah, Shock. Do you want to come with us?
I was supposed to finish up some work for Alira and head back to Char. If you think you need me, though, I'm sure she'd understand.
Yeah. Well, I know Melody's moving on to, or was it here that she wanted to be?
She's going to Farox, Shock says.
Ferox.
Apparently there's something going on there with the elves. I might go up and make sure she's settled, and then head back to Char. Lots of traveling in my future, he says. No teleportation for us normal folk. But the roads are, all the roads can be quiet. Lots of time for someone to do some thinking. So I enjoy it. Says
Shock so
reflections.
stoic.
Reflect on all the things that have happened. But yeah, if you all think you need me, I can definitely make the trip with you. Or at least meet you there after I get Melody all settled.
I
Huh?
looked to the group. I mean, we'll probably be okay.
Yeah,
But-
yeah.
I like the idea of you making sure Melody gets there safely to Ferox.
As always.
Yeah.
And I'm sure we'll
Um,
meet
and when-
again.
Yeah, and when you get back to Char, we told Xeris and Quince and Alira to kind of look into that demon issue a little bit more. Seems like the last people investigating it disappeared. Maybe you could just follow up on that.
Yeah, I can look into it. See if there's anything to be found in those tunnels.
That makes me feel better. Okay.
He nods. Alright, well, I've had a bit to drink, so I'm going to go to bed, unless you all have anything else to talk about.
No, it's been a pleasure to meet you, Shock. I wish you the best.
Hi, it's been a pleasure to meet you as well, Chomsky. You seem like a good fellow. So he is going to take the rest of his ale and head back to his room. Anyone else need to speak about anything?
I don't think so.
All right.
I mean, but I guess preparations for whether we're leaving or not. We don't have to leave, Uslag would say. I just think we have to be careful if we stay. But if we're not ready, that's fine too.
Maybe if I have time to run by the market in the morning, I'll be able to get everything we should need on this journey.
Okay.
Except rations. I don't know if any of you can help find rations.
If we are in a place
Oh.
where we can do some hunting and gathering, I can always keep us supplied on that.
Cool. Cool. Then, yeah, I'll be ready to leave after a quick trip to the market in the morning.
Once you guys start talking about food, you just hear Hohenheim. Her. He's talking, like, laughing to himself about food.
I know it's a strange concept, isn't it? Food.
Lou, am I able to buy things at book price?
Well, not right now, but are we ready
Cool.
to pass the evening? Alright,
Yeah, that's fine
sounds
for me.
like it. So go ahead and minus a day's worth of food and do your upkeep cost. Do you all know the upkeeps? Those of you
Matt,
who
you're
have
still
to.
paying for mine, right?
Yeah.
I'm paying for Aerotel, right?
And I can't remember if I'm still living the high life or if we're done with that from trying to
No,
get contacts.
that's an Arapel or Uslag thing now, because she's the champion. So you have to
Okay.
pay for
Oh god.
your normal.
She's trying to
expenses.
keep a low profile though.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I mean, she wouldn't know whether it was like rude or anything to like turn that down. She would just she'd just not want it.
Well, you don't have to. It's just an option.
Okay.
So you can just.
All right, cool. She might step on some
like I
people's
said,
toes by
the,
refusing, but
The lowest you can live right now with what everyone is doing, I think I said was wealthy, right?
And how many is that?
It is
I'll
4
pay
gold
for.
a day.
Okay, I'll pay for you,
Okay.
Arapel, again.
Thank you.
All right, got my upkeep done.
Okay. So yeah, you don't have to worry about food because I forgot how you are in town. So as long as you're paying your upkeep, you're considered fed.
Okay.
So it is now the 25th of winter. It's 8 a.m. in the morning. What do you all want to do?
I would love
Excuse
to
me.
run to the market and buy a few things.
Yeah, so with the market open, you can buy things at book price unless you're trying to haggle.
Nope.
Okay.
I will just do that.
What's a warm
I
stuff?
can follow Chomsky and buy some potions or something too.
Yeah. So you can
What-
buy healing potions at the market.
What level of healing potions can I get?
You can just get the normal ones
Okay. Thank you.
if you want.
Would I be able
anything-
to search the marketplace for
I buy 2 of
Nepeta
'em.
Cataria?
For what?
Nepeta Cataria?
What's that?
It's catnip.
Oh. I mean, they probably have drugs somewhere in the market.
Does he need the apothecary or does he need the herbalist?
You would probably have to speak to an herbalist or maybe an alchemist.
Okay.
Melody,
Would I
look
be
him
able
up.
to find that in the market here?
Give me a, I guess, persuasion if you're looking around trying to.
Oh, my persuasion's hot garbage, but let's send it. Whoa, hey, cool.
Yeah. So you find someone who is selling some enhancement.
Nepitacataria.
Yeah, like an enhancement narcotic.
Okay.
You could probably pick it up for, I don't know, maybe like 20 gold pieces.
Okay. How many doses would that be if we were to
It'd probably be like 5 doses.
5 doses? Okay. I will go ahead and subtract that. Thank you, sir.
Can I haggle for my
He
healing?
got
potion?
himself an ounce.
Yeah, got me an ounce.
So it's supposed to give you. It was supposed to make you extremely. What would a good word be? Like maybe hyper for a while, but
Yeah.
then you'd probably get very sleepy shortly after.
Correct.
So maybe like a quick boost to, I don't know, maybe strength and dexterity checks, but
And
then
then crash.
disadvantage for the rest of the day.
Oh no.
Yeah. No, I'll take that. It should be fun to play with.
All right.
You said small dex and strength boost, and then disadvantage. After,
Well,
like,
advantage
20
and then
minutes?
disadvantage, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
I'll
you'd have
just mark
advantage
that
on
in.
checks for a short period of time with it.
Okay. Thank you.
And if you want to haggle for
What?
healing potions, that'll be a couple of hours. Hohenheim.
Yeah.
All right. So
Challenge accepted.
we'll say you spend about 3 hours haggling. Go ahead and make a persuasion attempt. The rest of you are just sort of hanging
Oh
out, I
my
guess.
god.
Well, unfortunately, you're not having much luck getting the price reduced, and you're still having to pay 50 gold, at least for
Fair.
now, unless you want to spend more time on this.
No, I failed. And it sounds like we're on a timeline. I'm not going to delay the whole party.
All right. So yeah, it's about 11 a.m. now. Hohenheim's been haggling, but not having much luck. The rest of you have been shopping or waiting.
Wait, was Hohenheim with us or was he on his own?
I assume he just went off on his own.
Oh, okay.
Everyone kind
Yeah.
of separated to go do their stuff. Some of you, I think, are still at the inn.
Well, I mean, I probably would have gone with Chomsky. I just didn't realize we were all scattering.
Sure, you could have gone with Chomsky to the market if you wanted to.
Professor, would you be able to purchase a few extra healing kits if they are available?
That is a wise. Yes,
I-
yes, absolutely.
I'm unfortunately still without coin.
Cool. I will do that. How many do you think we need?
I actually have 5. I just do not know how long it will be in our wanderings
Before we
in the
get
north,
more.
or
Yeah.
how plentiful the markets there will be. So, any few that you are able
So
to find.
you would know, as part of the Artisans Guild, that you can purchase that at a discount.
Ooh,
80% book price for healing kits.
cool. So
4
cool.
gold?
4 gold, yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
if
mean,
you wanna-
maybe
if you
grab
wanna-
another.
If you want to buy them
3,
from
I don't
the
know.
Artisans Guild.
Uslog, did you win money with taking the belt last week?
Yes, I did.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. I couldn't remember. I know I had
I-
won money my
I
one
only kept
day.
half of it.
That's right. Yeah, because you had to pay for a new head.
Was it
The
canon
family.
that she came from behind and punched you in the back?
If you wanted to be, yeah, she probably would have just been like, I don't even give a shit at this point. It's just like, let it all out.
Uslog is still pretty upset about the fighting pit.
So, is there like a quartermaster at the Artisan Guild that he's able to like get supplies from? Is that how that works?
Yeah, there's sort of a guy who does orders, and also you can go to him to buy from their stocks that they have. Unless you're
Uslog,
buying
mind
a
if I
ridiculous
borrow-
amount of healers kits, he should have enough. You buying over 100 healers kits?
No,
let's
let's
I
do
was
like-
buying 4.
Okay,
That's
so
fine,
yeah,
yeah.
you're fine.
Uslag, is it okay? Would I be able to borrow 100 gold piece from you?
Yeah, she tosses you 100 gold pieces.
Cool.
Phil
Thank you.
doesn't even. She just.
You
Throws
toss
it.
100
I
gold
assume
pieces into the
you
air.
put them in a bag and give them to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe toss the pouch. Not.
Yeah, I just. Yeah.
Here you go, peasant. Pick up your gold.
Oh, I appreciate it.
You are beneath me.
Yeah, Uslag is apparently she's
Just throw it in
biting
his
now.
face.
Like, get this out of my face. Take this money.
Isn't a steel chair? I can't use this.
All right, so yeah, you get your gold. You buy your healer's kits from the Artisan Guild. Anything else going on?
Are we we're teleporting out?
I don't
We're
know.
gonna.
We don't know. We have to try to see if. Yeah.
I think we need to find someone who. Wait, how are we gonna try and contact Xerxes?
We need some. Someone knows a ascending spell. Hohenheim, I think.
Hohenheim does, yes, I
Okay.
believe.
Perfect. I'm sorry. I was like, wait, we lost our wizard, but then we gained new people, and I'm so confused who has what.
I do. Yes.
All right, so are you casting Sending to try to get in touch with Xerxes?
Is that what we're doing? Who asked?
I mean,
Who asked me to do
isn't
the
it-
sending?
It's weeks of travel if we. Oh, sorry. Who asked? I don't know. We were talking about it the previous day as a party, I think.
Yeah, I would have.
If
You
Chomsky's
could-
asking, he could leave.
Yeah.
We'll do it.
You also know, Chomsky, that the Phoenix Guild has some teleportation circles that they can sell you information on. You don't know if
Oh, this
there's
is
one over at what's it called? The town you're going to, but you've
Worth
used
a
that
shot.
info before.
Maybe. Cool. I will pass that along.
I forget. Do you have a teleportation circle? A spell?
I do not.
Or does
As an
someone have
artificer,
it?
I don't have that level. I think Mikey might, or Hohenheim.
I do not.
Right.
I did not take any teleportation thing.
Yeah, so you might
Cool.
be walking.
Then we might be walking.
Unless
Every
we can
day
get-
I'm shuffling.
Squeeze one more favor from
Should
Xerxes.
we?
Yeah.
Should we? Should we go find out where the teleporters are sent, sir?
Okay, so apparently the intellect band infusion is staying.
Oh,
the
Jackson.
intellect band is still on currently.
I switched all that over. I picked up a bag of holding and made a cloak of protection for you.
Oh, because we're getting ready to
Hohenheim.
leave. Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Sorry.
Intelligence
Dumb.
code.
The other option, you could probably hire a wizard to teleport you someplace, though that is usually very expensive. If you don't mind paying a bunch of gold.
How much are we talking?
Yeah, I guess we ought to just check and see how much.
You would have to go inquire at the Phoenix Guild. But there's probably a wizard there who has a teleportation circle, at least somewhere close to where you want to go. Generally, you're... Oh, I muted myself. Generally, you're looking at probably at least 100 to 200 gold.
For a party of...
Is that per cast or per
Per
person?
cast, I believe.
Okay, that's to me worth it for weeks of travel. But also we could get into some fun shenanigans during weeks of travel. So it depends on how keen we are to get to the next target point. You know.
Yeah.
Master, I like walking. I walk a lot.
I'm kind of fine with that as well. But yeah, whatever y'all want.
Are there caravans or
Oh yeah, maybe we could help
stagecoaches
escort.
or?
You could
Hey.
definitely...
Get a horse.
Yeah, you could definitely wait for a caravan if you want to look into that.
Or buy horses?
Hire guards,
Yeah.
buy horses.
Probably buying horses would be cheaper than the teleport.
Probably.
And we could even sell them at some point when we don't need them anymore and get a little of our money back.
Yeah, though horses are probably going to translate to a similar amount of travel time. Because horses actually, like, the thing about horses
You need
that's
to
nice
rest a
is, like,
Yeah.
horses need to rest a lot. They don't have sweat glands like humans, so they have to rest and drink a bunch and eat. You can charge them, like make them run for a while, but then they just need to rest more. Like, the convenience is they can just carry a ton of stuff versus humans. So
Okay. All right, so maybe not worth it. But...
And also, you're not tired. So, like, if you need to go into battle or something, the horse is tired, not you, from traveling.
Is that lore based?
I believe so. Yeah, I
Is that
remember.
true?
I remember.
Okay, because the
reading...
IRL stuff, I've raised horses my whole life. That does not match up at all. So that's why I
really?
wanted to check. Yeah.
I thought I read somewhere that they.
Well, you can't run them hard for 12 hours a day or anything.
No,
but
they do have sweat glands, so they sweat like pigs.
Yeah, I had never heard the sweat glands thing, but yeah.
I thought it was like a uniquely human thing to sweat.
No.
But I might be.
No, you have to brush out a horse after you take the saddle off because they have so much sweat built up underneath the saddle blanket.
Yeah. Dogs sweat from their pads.
Like every mammal, I was a conservation biology major. Like pretty much sweating is like a pretty common mammal thing. It's very rare that a mammal does not sweat.
Could have sworn that was like what made humans so dangerous as hunters, is they could travel so much longer to stalk prey.
They can indeed, but that's because of the way our musculature is set. We were, sorry, kind of going off topic.
No, I love it. I love it.
I shouldn't have said anything.
Nerd tangent.
We were endurance hunters, so animals would be able to sprint and stop.
Yes, exactly.
But because of that sprinting, it burns so much more energy than it does to run at a slower speed for a consistent period of time.
So humans
don't
can
run
stalk.
fast.
Yeah.
Yes, so humans basically just stalk and just
like
run after their prey for like hours and hours and hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they still sweat.
I think that's the thing about like horses, isn't it? Like similar, like if they go, like they can go quick, but over a day they're going to travel about the same as a human because they have to rest so much.
Yeah, they're like 25 to 35 miles a day for a horse at a walking pace. Trot's about 20.
Yeah,
like
which
a
is about
canter
a human
is 10 to
travels.
17. Yep.
I think a human does about a mile an hour, so they go about 24 miles a day. So anyway, yeah, that's I remember. I read about that somewhere.
An unladen, like if you're not carrying a bunch of gear, a human could probably cover 2 or 3 times that. But yeah, with gear and backpacks and traveling for weeks or months, probably.
Yeah. I think the average time of a human brisk walking a mile is 12 minutes.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So, yeah, to make it
that was cool.
To make it a little bit easier, yeah, it's going to be about the same if you have horses or not. The horses just carry a lot more.
Okay, well then, if we have horses, we have to take care of them, and we have to have feed for them. And if it's not going to lessen our travel time, then maybe we skip that.
Yeah, it would just make it a little bit easier because you don't have to walk all day.
But I don't think we're carrying tons of shit, right? Like I think we could probably walk, right? We've got 2 bags of holding among us, and
I have a bag of holding as well.
Oh, 3 then, yeah.
Oh, yeah, cool. Well, yeah, we should be able to carry everything we need. Valiant, can you pick up a couple tents?
Yes.
Cool.
What is the weight on those?
I think they're 2-person tents in the
2-person tent.
I'm sure
and if that goes in the bag of holding.
The tent item weighs 20 pounds.
And the bag of holding drops how much?
300, 500.
Yeah.
500 capacity in it. Yeah.
And it weighs 15 pounds, no matter how much you have in it.
The bag.
Okay, so I need to change that.
Yeah, 500 pounds capacity, weighs 15.
We'll probably be fine with. We don't need more than 2 tents, right? Because we're always going to have people on watch.
We'll have, and Arapel and Hohenheim probably don't really need a tent necessarily.
Exactly. and Carl, for that matter, there'll be the 3 of us hanging out by the fire, keeping watch.
Or sentries, yeah.
All right. So the group is decided that they're going to go on foot.
Well, I guess if we have an option to contact Xerxes, we could always like check in with him, like, "Hey, we're done here, and we were thinking of heading here. What you up to?"
Mhm.
But no, I don't know. Yeah, I think it's worth trying.
All right, Hohenheim. So you're going to use sending.
Yeah. What am I
Alright.
sending it to? Xerxes?
I believe so.
Chomsky, I think
Okay.
you might be the one that asked Hohenheim, so I don't know how you want to tell him to ask it.
And just out of character, just so you know, if you ask me to send something and are not specific, because now I have 8 intelligence again, it's not just FYI.
Hohenheim never met Xerxes, did he?
Yeah, he came here with us.
Yeah, he did. He teleported with
Cool.
him.
Cool. Then I would
You could write-
explain.
Write down the message that you want him to use.
Oh, that's a great idea. I'll write it down.
So,
What are we
25
contacting?
25 words. Go ahead and just type it out in chat. That you're sending
As
to
he's
Xerxes.
saying this, I'm going to go ahead and just cast sending right now anyways before he's done
All
to
right.
Xerxes, and just I'm gonna link it here just so it takes a spell slot off. And all I'm gonna say is, need help, friend.
No,
Uh,
he's gonna think we're in danger.
You gonna add to that, Hohenheim, or that's all?
That's it.
That's
That's
what
it.
Slug would say. You should just be like, should wait a moment. Okay, that's it.
Looks like he's responding.
So if I dump a bunch of stuff into my bag of holding, I can then zero that from my total weight because
Yes.
the bag of holding's 15 regardless. Okay, I'm
So
just putting
that's the,
H's instead of the weight, so I know that it's not counting weight and that it's also in the bag of holding.
that's
Okay,
the
well,
message you would get back,
Sending.
Hohenheim.
Oh, just me get it back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I turn to Chomsky and I go, "Where heaven's at, Master?"
Where heaven?
He's in the heaven.
Yeah, but he only Hohenheim heard the message, so he has to try and relay it
That's
to us.
all it is. All you had, is where heaven's at.
We put the crown of smarts back on him?
Not for a while.
Dang.
Can you let him know we're okay? We were wondering if he could help us travel.
You don't know that this is what was sent to me, Matt. Just a FYI.
Right, that's why he's asking you
But-
to ask him if we if he can help us travel. Which we wouldn't ask
And-
if we knew the whole message.
Yeah, and also, yeah, I mean, you scream
You're
help
just like,
to
need help.
someone else.
You don't know that I sent it, do you? You see me casting it? Do you know what I said?
I thought you
would've
no.
saw
said it
that.
out loud,
Yeah.
but
Oh yeah, I kind of thought you did too, but yeah, that makes sense.
Sorry, yeah.
So it doesn't say you have to say it out loud. Just that the creature hears the message in his mind. You can say it out loud.
With the way you're playing him, I feel like you're the type of person that would not read silently or telepath silently.
Yeah. I like cinnamon rolls.
So I definitely say it as I'm casting it, like that's my short message because I'm trying to understand. But when I hear it, I just go, "Where heaven's at?"
Alexa, send where heaven's at.
I think someone's giving feedback. Does anyone else hear like echoing from someone?
I did hear a slight bit.
I've heard a bit of it, but it's very faint.
All right.
It's always Austin's fault, just FYI.
Austin.
Sometimes it's your shit mic.
All right. Well,
Mikey.
I'll try to keep an eye out and figure out. Oh, is it Uslav?
All right.
It's coming from you.
Is it me?
Been a problem.
It looks like it's coming from Raven. Raven's staying lit while he's talking, and that's where I hear the
Oh, it's
hum.
definitely Carly.
Yeah, I just heard it on Carly.
I just had my headphones muted, and it was still
That was weird.
showing up.
Alright, I'll just keep an eye out on it. It's not too bad. I just every now and then someone will be talking and I'll hear it in someone else's thing.
Chomsky,
And a
did you
fix
give
for
me
that.
the message yet? Did send?
But are you sending another or go ahead?
Yeah, I would say we are looking to travel from Tyrannus to another place and hoping for your help.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and cast sending again, just so he can hear that. Even though he just already told me, I'm sending it again. Literally, the down.
Are you saying the same thing again?
No, I'm saying exactly what Matt just told
Oh,
me
okay.
to him, ignoring the fact that he's going to be out of and won't be able to help us for a few days. Like that just didn't register. He just goes, "Where is Heavens?" And then Chomsky goes, "I want you to say this." He goes, "Okay."
All right. So could you type out what you said, Chomsky, just so I know exactly what it was? I may have missed what you said. Okay. So you say that as you cast another sending.
Oh no.
You good, Matt? You just disappeared out of roll 20.
Oh, what? I am good. Oh yeah, lost connection.
All right. So that's the
I'm
message you
just
get
gonna.
back.
I'm gonna go
Honestly,
ahead
it
and
was
send
nice. Oh no.
another sending back to him, and just say,
All right. He doesn't respond to
and
that.
here, I'm gonna link it again so it takes it off here. And then I am going to look over to Chomsky and go, "Be a long time before help. Find another way."
All right, let's go.
All right.
Do
so
we
you're
can we get a map at the market, like a map of
Yeah.
the roads of the Empire, so we can map out which
Or,
interstate we want to use?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Are you
Does
looking
Hohenheim
to?
know anybody who could help us form a plan to get across the continent?
Yeah. And I would say Hohenheim that even though you have an 8 intelligence, you don't have to play him as being like too dumb. Because I mean, you are doing like espionage stuff. So while you might not be, as smart as an average person, you're probably still somewhat smart. But that's up to you. Because you are
I
kind
see.
of spy crafting, and I can't think of how you'd be spy crafting if you're, having problems with this guy. Oh, I guess you did have the headband of intellect, though, right?
No, he
I
did.
during that. Yeah.
Have you
So
seen
that-
Mr. Bean's Day Off? Kind of like that.
Sort of like, okay. I
That's
mean, I
perfect.
guess you did have the
Just
headband of
dumbly
intellect before.
blunders through everything, and it just seems to work.
Yeah, so you probably don't want to do too
Even
much
with-
spy crafting now.
Yeah.
That's why I think Chomsky and I talked that when we're in towns and not fighting, he's going to try to give me the headband of intellect, so I'm not like, I want to do this, and that's good.
Alright, yeah, fair enough. So you were looking for a map. You could probably say you got a map of the roads. That could be part of your expenses. So you could just say you have one. Were you looking to travel with a caravan to make it more safe, or are you just gonna try to go?
That's up to y'all.
We've got that shield of belt that we can use. That'll keep us safe.
Shield of belt.
Yeah, Uslog's belt. Big pie dish belt. We can hide behind that and we should be safe.
Alright.
I
So-
don't wear armor as a rule.
It makes the fight too unfair.
It just makes it hard to move. But yeah, we've got that. I think I think we can just go on our own.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's start traveling.
I'm all
Yeah.
about
I'd
that.
rather not be responsible
Send it.
for other people's safety.
Agreed. And even if we did travel with other groups, you know, who knows if there might not be someone among them clandestinely tracking us.
So you are basically going to the very opposite end of the Empire. It is quite the journey. Where are you heading first?
Let's go north toward Crossroads.
Okay.
Feel free to jump in, guys. I'm making
Yeah.
this up.
So it's about
Yeah,
a 10-day journey to Crossroads. So you're going to need probably at least 10 days of food each or a spell that can make food.
I think
Okay,
your
right,
flag
with
said-
my Outlander.
Oh, right. You have Outlander. So how many can you feed
Alright.
with that?
Doesn't matter
that's a
because
good
we have
question.
2 constructs.
True.
Oh yeah, we need
3.
enough
Carl
food
is a
for
person.
for one. For 3 people,
Okay, that's
really? We only have
constructs,
3
yes.
organic beings.
Right. These roads are fairly safe. Lots of farmland around here because this is an inner Empire area. The biggest threat is probably highwaymen, which you
Those
guys are.
highwaymen.
I think we're good.
Yeah, you guys probably
Yeah.
aren't too concerned about that.
I would definitely keep an eye out for if we are being followed from the city, like, you know, the first couple days at least.
Okay. So how many do you feed with Outlander?
I think it's 6.
Here, I'll
6?
link it. Yeah, it's been a while, so there we
All
go.
right.
Oh wait, that didn't even do all of.
Yeah, you want the
Yeah,
wanderer? or
Yeah.
what's it called?
5.
5 other, yeah.
All right.
Oh, 5 others, so me and 5 other people.
Yeah, so that's fine. That's way more than you have. All right, so you begin traveling.
You get rabbit stew and squirrels, and occasionally maybe you get a deer along the way.
Some roots and berries and stuff too. Just
Well,
balance
how's
it out.
second
Rabbit season.
breakfast?
Hmm?
Is it wabbit season?
Well, I was just
So-
thinking, he said it was a lot of farmland and that it's a well-traveled road. So I figure there'll be less of the wild game, you know?
Right. Yeah, so smaller things. Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, there's berry bushes, there's roots, there's a whole bunch of different things you can get. But 6 days would pass. As you are.
Oh my
kind
gosh,
of-
I gotta keep track of how many days pass in my journal here.
You're kind of a little bit further from civilization at this point. As you're walking down the road, it's about, say, 2 p.m. on the 6th day. You come upon what looks like a burnt up wagon. And down the road a bit, you see several figures tied up with a bunch of what looks like you're not sure what they are. They look like they're on horseback, and you see several non-horseback people tied up on the road, and it looks like they have just rounded a bunch of people up, maybe from this caravan, maybe not. Most of them appear to be tiefling.
I feel that no matter what these parties' purpose is in burning this wagon and tying others up, it cannot be lawful or correct. What do you think?
You see, it looks like those on horseback are human. They seem to notice you coming, but don't think much of it as you're coming down the road. At least they haven't reacted to you.
Do they seem like
Fatal error.
soldiers or of any kind? Like, do they seem to be in livery or uniforms of any kind?
You're still a little far away, but
Okay.
they definitely could be. They are armored. You don't see any symbols on them from here, but yeah, they have like mostly chainmail, swords, some spears, bows. The ones on horseback. The tieflings do not look armored.
Are the tieflings the ones that are tied up, or part of
Yeah.
the ones that are?
They're
Okay.
tied up.
Oh, okay. I see. All right.
So Alwyn would
Runs right up
take
to
the
them.
lead and start like chatting animatedly with the group, like we're just bumbling along, using it kind of as a cover as we're walking up.
So as you
Can I,
or go ahead.
before this is even going on, can I use subtle spell and start casting delayed blast fireball?
What?
Sure.
That's escalated quickly.
So you can.
I don't
hold
know what's
that-
going on.
You can hold that for what, up to a minute?
Correct.
And we're still so far away we can't even see what emblems they
Oh,
might
are
be
we-
wearing.
How far away are
So-
we're not close?
No,
I thought we
you're
were, like,
still probably a couple
20 feet
hundred
away.
feet down the road.
Oh, never mind that. Can I cast that once we start? Like, I see this. Can I start casting it once we like start talking?
Yeah,
If we
although
are
if you
going to
don't end up
talk,
firing, doesn't it just fizzle?
it will fizzle. Yes.
And it'll use your spell slot.
So yeah, you
It will.
can. It's just you might lose the spell if you don't blow them up. But
That's fine.
as they see you getting closer, one of them would come down the road a bit. One of the guys on horseback, kind of approaching. He is riding closer to you. He has a smile on his face as he gets to about 30 feet, and he says, hello, friends. Welcome.
Hail, friend. How are you?
Do you start casting your spell as he approaches?
He says, "Hello, friends."
Yeah.
No.
He says, you'll have to excuse us. We've just caught up to some bandits who have been causing trouble in the area, and we've managed to round them up and capture them. We'll be off the road in a moment. If you pass by, we ask you just keep your weapons away, and yes, there shouldn't be any trouble.
Can I
Thank you for
insight
your
check him?
service.
Does he seem?
Sure, give me an insight check.
I'm
Do
not
I
that
need to
good
check
at
as
it, but
well if
he's
I want to know
suspicious.
personally?
Any of you can make an
For-
insight check if you're trying to figure this guy out. Valamin, you don't know if you fully believe him.
My facade
and,
does not change though.
Arapel, definitely you don't believe him, or at least you think something he's saying is not true.
Keeping order on these roads is an admirable task. How is it that you know them to be the doers of the crimes for which you have arrested them?
As well, there's evidence that they've been hitting a lot of the caravans and single travelers on the road, and smaller groups such as yourselves. Though, as I said, luckily we've run them down and captured them, so they shouldn't be a problem anymore. He says, "Are you a mercenary group? You seem very well armed."
At this point, I'm having suspicion, so I start casting it.
Oh, jeez.
Oh.
All right.
Oh, God.
Okay, so
So we have a minute.
Yeah, are they in
It's subtle
uniform
spell, so it
or
requires
any?
no verbal or somatic components.
Oh, you're subtle spelling it. Okay.
Correct.
So
It takes a minute. Yeah.
Oh, it takes an action, but you can hold it for up to a minute. All right, so you charge the fireball, holding it, concentrating on the spell. He would not notice, so he doesn't really change his demeanor at all. And he would say, "Yeah, so you're welcome to pass by."
These types, I would gesture towards some of the tieflings, are a species I have not studied or encountered. Would you permit me to speak with one of them?
I don't know about that. I think we should just move the
For
ball.
educational purposes, of course.
Give
Knowledge
me
is very
a-
important. Like, he would start rattling off some tenets of I've just forgotten my I've just forgotten my deity's name, but the tenets of, like, the value of knowledge and stuff. Yeah.
Give me a persuasion check.
Can I kind of put my hand to my chest and touch my holy symbol and use my channel divinity on this?
You can, although it would be obvious you're doing something.
Okay, all right,
Yeah,
I'll skip
no,
it. Let me just
really.
try it. I'll try a straight persuasion. Let's just see. And I don't know how long.
Now you're
I don't know.
cautious?
I don't know how long. I don't know how long before that spell's gonna go off anyway. And
Well, you
and
don't know he cast that either. He
I
did
know out of character. I don't know how long before that spell goes off. So.
And Lou, let me know like about approximately like every 15 seconds or like right before the end of the minute as this conversation's going, please.
Probably about 30 seconds in right now. But he says, "Well, let me talk to my captain about this." And he says, "Could you wait here for a moment?"
Of course, we appreciate your diligence.
Yeah,
Uslag would turn
good
to
job.
Arapel.
he rides his
Do they
horse
seem-
back down the road.
Arapel would turn to Uslag as you're speaking, and his eyes stop shifting colors, and they look intensely yellow.
Mm.
I sense
Okay.
something is amiss. But go ahead. Sorry, what were you saying?
No, I was just nodding along. Sorry.
So yeah, he rides back down the road. You're at about 45 seconds now as you see him talking to one of the guys, having a bit of an animated conversation. The guy he's talking to looks a little bit annoyed, and you're getting very close to a minute. You don't think he's going to get back here before the spell poofs away.
Are
Oh,
the
okay, sorry.
and none
I
of
heard
us-
that I'm at 45 seconds and he's talking. He's not going to get back before the minute ends.
Yeah, he's over talking to what he said was his captain.
At the minute, I'm firing it at them.
Oh, God.
All right, so he
As soon as the fireball goes by, with his high, is it perception? I guess would be that he realizes that it's going by. Alwyn would immediately summon like almost instinctually, the astral arms and visage.
All right, so you could probably hit about half of them with the fireball, without hitting the tieflings, unless you're just going to blow up the tieflings as well.
Do not want to blow up the tieflings.
There's probably about 8 of them on horseback. So you're going to try to hit the 4 that aren't around the tieflings.
Yeah, it's a 20-foot radius, I think.
Okay. So yeah, he basically finishes talking to his captain and is about to go back towards the group when you kind of just yell "Shazam!" and a fireball goes flying towards them. He's
Shazam.
like, "Oh,
That's-
I feel like he would totally yell Shazam.
Go ahead and give me a damage roll.
Oh gosh.
12d6. Is that
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it's a 7th level spell.
Okay.
We're playing with the big boys now, Mikey.
So there's 5, there's 10, there's 12, and I don't like that one there. So I'm gonna fucking re-roll it. I'm gonna give you the thing. Hold on. Oops. Yeah, it's empowered. I'm gonna re-roll the 1.
So okay.
I'm gonna re-roll the 1, the 2, and the 3s. So that's 4 of them. And then I have to keep these ones.
So
All right,
2 3s.
So re-roll the 1.
The 1, the 2, and both 3s. So that's 4 dice I'm re-rolling.
Yeah. So go ahead and start with the 1.
Oh, just roll 1 at a time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So 1 becomes a 5. Go ahead and re-roll the 2. 2 becomes a 3, and re-roll the 2 3s. Okay. So that adds 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 points of damage, making it 37, 46, 52. All right. So the fireball goes flying through the air. The guys are trying to get out of the way. Does not matter if they make the saving throw. They are incinerated. You hear horses screaming and people screaming, and the other 4 just fucking jet. Like, get out of here, run! Their guys are, half of their guys are just like smoldering ash on the floor.
Shit!
The tieflings now are getting up and trying to run off into the woods as well.
Oh, I thought you said they were tied up.
They were, but now their captors are dead and fleeing, so they don't know who you guys are, but they are.
Slug
running
would
as
run
well.
over and try to help assist them in getting out of their bonds. She's like, it's okay, we're friends.
Valaman using his visage of the astral elf and his ability to speak their language through
Did you say astral elf?
astral self. Yeah, I wasn't
He's an
allowed to
astral
play my
elf.
astral elf, so sorry.
Oh.
The astral visage and the tongue of sun and moon. He can communicate up to 600 feet. Please stop. We mean you no harm. We just want to talk to you. We think these people were trying to do you harm.
Give me a persuasion check.
Why the fuck did I not invest in persuasion?
Hey.
They
they're
are
monks.
still pretty terrified, but for fear that they'll be blown up next, they kind of just stop and stare at you with like eyes wide. But yeah,
I do not think that this response was measure it to the situation. There was information they seemed to be withholding, but we do not know enough details to know whether that was necessary.
Hohenheim just kind of shrugs.
Do you agree with Arapel here?
Yeah.
We need to be restrained in our response to other people.
Yes, we are much more powerful than anyone we will come across in these parts.
So
We have to.
what are they? The Tieflings will thank you. Although again, they seem terrified. They say, "We won't tell anyone. We swear. Please, can we just go?"
We'd like more information about what occurred here. Are you the raiders of caravans, as they claimed? Be honest with us.
Give me an intimidation with advantage.
I was gonna say that does sound really intimidating.
All right.
I know it wasn't intended to be, but I was like, yeah.
Well, after what just happened,
Yeah.
Right. I thought that might help. Yeah. Let's see. All right. Okay. And I can't use my channel divinity on intimidation. I think it's only persuasion. Let me look here.
You're already advantage, so
Don't tell us the truth. This is
Oh,
what's
you
gonna
said I have
happen to you.
advantage? Okay.
Yeah, you
let me
already
do it.
have
All right.
advantage.
All right. Here goes. Watch. I probably won't roll as well now. Go back. Ha!
No, we're just a
Oh,
clan
sorry.
of-
That was persuasion. I'm sorry.
Oh.
That was persuasion. So my intimidation would be 5 less, but still decent.
So yeah, they would say, no, we're just a band of traveling performers. Actually, we were just moving through the area. We're not bandits. We swear. Please, we just want to get out of here.
Why do you think?
Hohenheim says, "Prove it. Play me a
Arapel,
song."
you don't fully believe them.
Okay. I believe you are withholding some information to us, just as your captors were.
They look at each other nervously, and one of them says, "Look, we just needed some extra food and supplies. We did steal from those people, but it wasn't malice. It was desperation. We've had a string of bad luck. Our families, our clan's been moving through these parts. There's not much work. We didn't mean it. Please, just let us go. We won't do
they
anything." Or go ahead.
Do they look threadbare and malnourished?
Yes, and you believe
Okay.
them now.
All right.
Okay, that's what I
I
was
will-
checking, is whether
I
they're
will look
believable
to-
now.
Yeah, I'll look back to Islag and Chomsky, and my eyes are blue now. Like, I believe that he speaks the truth now.
Yeah.
I'll turn
We're
back
not
to
the law
the.
in these parts anyway, so
I'll turn
it's
back
not
to the Tieflings and say any other details you wish to share.
I don't think so. I mean, that's the truth. We promise. We don't want any trouble, really. You guys are obviously powerful wizards, I guess. But yeah, we have no qualm with you.
I
Do
will.
you know
I
any
will.
good places to set up camp on the road ahead?
He says, not in particular. I mean, the forests are always a good place to camp if you're not looking to be seen. There's lots of places that are out of view. I don't know.
go ahead
Not
and-
saying that you guys don't want to be seen. I don't know nothing about that, really. I like whatever you're doing here. It's fine.
I will go ahead and untie the one who's been the most vocal, like most forthcoming to my questions. I'll start untying him as he's saying this to Chomsky.
All right. So there are about 8 of these tieflings, mostly teens to adults, all of them.
And they all look pretty threadbare and skinny.
Yeah, none of them look too old. The oldest one's probably in their early 30s.
Please avoid harming others in the future.
Yes, of course. Of course.
Can I go up to each one of them and just like look at them, not say anything, and just put 2 gold coins in each of their hands?
They will actively try to get away from you if you don't say anything. Because they kind of saw you blow everyone up.
I will say, here, friends, I try help.
Oh God, run! It's coming at us. And they
nobody knows who did the fireball because it was subtle cast.
They would have seen him throw it. They didn't see him cast it, but
gotcha,
fireball does produce like a bead of flames that goes flying out. Like he can't. Okay,
like it originates at him. Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
It just would have happened suddenly. That's why they're like, "What the." But yeah, no. If you come at them with gold, they're just gonna run off into the woods.
Even though I say, wait, friends, wait.
This huge,
fireball.
This huge, like robot-looking thing.
Wait,
money.
Did all of them flee, or did
I want to give them money?
I want to give you guys money.
Because if anyone remains, like the one I was talking to, maybe, or anyone, then I will go ahead and. I don't have any gold pieces, but I will pull out 10 silver and put it in his hand. And please follow your friends.
So sure, he's like, thanks, and then he just runs away. I mean, you are looking pretty intimidating after what you just did. And you're a 7-foot-tall construct.
I yell at them to stop. I want them. I say, stop where you're at.
Chomsky, perhaps you can
stop running. As he yells over,
it's okay.
He's trying to be nice.
Hohenheim, they're being a little much right now.
Being a little extra.
So
let them go. I think with what just happened, it's best we move along as quickly as possible.
Should we conceal any of
Master, I give money.
But that's a very wise idea.
Actually no, you're fine. But we are on a heavily traveled road near the center of the civilization of this empire, and we have just killed people, and we do not know to whom they are loyal or what is their faction.
There are 4 very dead humans and horses on the road.
Yeah,
I start quickly throwing everything off into the woods because I've got my astral arms out still, so I would be quite productive.
Sweeping the floor with your arms.
Yeah, exactly. Like sweeping and.
Yeah, they just ran off into the woods.
Well, I take my 8 gold pieces or whatever, how many tieflings there were, and I just whip it at them into the forest.
Just throw it into the woods. All right.
Someone will be very happy when they find those later. But I don't think the people running from you with their back to you are going to right now.
How many should turn around and
those guys are like running for their lives right now. They're like freaked out. I mean, if you just saw a huge explosion and a bunch of people incinerated,
Is the wagon still smoking that was burned before we got here and burned more?
Yeah. It's smoldering at this point. Looks like they probably
astral arms start patting it
let's try and put that out and maybe just do the wheels still work enough that we can push it into the woods with some ease?
I mean, I do have 4 sets of arms.
It's mostly destroyed at this point.
Okay, all right.
It's all burned up. If you pushed it would probably fall apart.
I regret this encounter, or at least the hasty reaction. So I would prefer not to draw others down upon us or remain in this area. Perhaps we should move on.
Is this Yarapel talking?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, family.
Did you walk by the smoldering corpses?
No, we put them in the woods, so nobody sees them now.
Did they have any insignias that had survived the blast?
That we can
Just
still
our friends, not food.
No, their armor and it's probably pretty slagged by that fireball. It was 70 or 60 points of damage.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Yeah, they're they're pretty badly charred.
Did we kill the horses too?
Yeah, well, 4 of the horses.
But then there's 2 people that ran off. So there's 2 people that could potentially bring more back here, depending on whether they are from a faction with plentiful resources.
Four of them fled into the distance, and 4 of them died.
Did they follow the road north towards Crossroads, or did they start like kind of fleeing into the forest or fields?
They fled along the road, so
Okay.
you don't see them anymore because they probably went around some winding turns. But
What is this Victor's tree? Is that something like, if perhaps we should deviate from our present course since
history check.
I
Actually, you would
say-
see the tree from here. It is huge.
Well, I guess we got the map of the Empire, and I'm thinking I would say perhaps we should deviate from our previous course, since after this encounter we do not know whether anyone will return to follow up on this incident, either because they saw the smoke or because of those who fled us.
Oh, that seems wise.
So you know that when the people of the Teruvian Empire surfaced during the reemergence from the cataclysms, the tree called Victor's Tree was a seed of life that was planted to revitalize life in this area. The seed
so it's the
itself grew
first-
into a huge tree, and then basically life came back to the area slowly, spreading outward from it.
Oh, so this is over 1,000 years old, this tree.
Well, this tree is...
Oh, wait, no, I was sorry, I forgot that we spend a bunch of the beginning of the cycle underground.
Yeah,
so
this
never
tree
mind.
is about 250 years old, 257.
Okay.
Yeah. It's probably about 150 feet tall. It's huge. Like, you can definitely see it from here. But
Perhaps we should...
Yeah, it's on the horizon.
So Arapel would unfold the map and kind of hold it out for everyone to see, and he's going to point at it, and he's going to say, perhaps we should head, instead of continuing north. Do I assume that we are already north of the tree? Like, I assume the tree is down where the tree starts here, even though the part of the
it's
picture
sort
is
of
here.
it's about a day's journey from here.
We would have to backtrack a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, so Arapel's going to hold out the map to everyone and say, perhaps we begin traveling through the forest for some time, some days, just to avoid any repercussions of this encounter, and visit this Autis, which may be a more low-key settlement to encounter before we continue north from there. Because
Is there going to be any more needless killing on this trip?
Crossroads is Lou, remind me if Crossroads is a like, it's not the capital, but it's a pretty important and mainstream, like, trading and
Yeah, so Crossroads, for those of you who were raised in the Empire, which I think is at least a couple of you, probably Valaman would know. Crossroads is kind of a trading hub between several of these smaller towns, as well as Tyvanis. A lot of caravans go through there to buy and move supplies around the Empire. Stuff comes in from Caro and Farox up here, as well as from, like, lumber from Autis, and like stuff from Buckwin and Shavok, and a lot of trading goes on there. So it's primarily a trading town. Lots of inns as well.
alternately
Not too many people live there, but a lot of people travel through there.
Alternately, we could maintain our present course and just hope for no repercussions from this encounter.
Yeah, it's about 4 more days to get there.
I gotta trust you feel comfortable in the woods.
Yeah, these are new woods to me, but yeah, generally.
I suspect
And,
these
but-
woods are safer than some, considering their proximity to so much civilization.
Alright.
Alright.
Yeah,
Val's
I'm,
ears are kind of laid back. He's standing at the edge, kind of at the edge of the group. Is there going to be any more killing like this? Is this what you guys do?
No, this
This was most unusual for her.
Yeah.
We
Hohenheim
generally
is a
like
new
to
addition.
discuss until we come to a conclusion.
What's the medieval way to say knee-jerk reaction?
This was not
Hohenheim.
honorable combat, and you killed innocent horses. That really sits badly with me. So if long as I have a common thing. I don't want to be associated with this kind of thing. I have a lot of notoriety.
Is Hohenheim looks over and says, when you've lived as long as I have, you realize people die.
Yes, but the horses did nothing wrong.
I think many who have lived much less than you realize that people die.
Especially when
But
you
that
hit
is
them with huge
not-
fireballs.
That does not mean that you must hasten their demise.
If I was so wish I had the helm of fucking intelligent.
Did you think they were like 15th level bandits or something?
No, I just did not trust it, and I was like, I'm gonna do this, and I 100% was not expecting just eviscerate everybody. I was like, all right, yeah, maybe kill 1 or 2 people and be like, no, fucking stop it. But then you're like, yeah, everything just goes up in flame, including the horses. I
That
went,
was like 70 something
oh.
damage, and these are bandits.
That was huge.
They had like 12 hit points.
Yeah.
Just
Uslag would
OC,
say,
They
this
weren't
really...
actually bandits, but anyway, go ahead, sorry.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Uslag would say, like, we can afford to hold back here. We fought things that are so much more dangerous, so we do not need to pull out all the stops.
Yeah.
Yeah, if worst comes to worst, like if they turned out to want to do us harm, we could have handled it.
Your instinct to protect that which seems to be doing damage or harm or being deceitful is not gosh, what word would he use? Like, it's not bad. I know that's boring. I wanted a better word. but perhaps it is better to gather information, or at least attempt to gather further information first, in case we do not have enough information to know whether our actions would be appropriate.
He
Or
just looks over and
yes.
go, I sorry, I not think there no time.
All right, so do we want to stay on the road, or I feel comfortable traveling through this forest with this group. Doesn't mean we won't encounter something unexpected, but what do you guys think? Would you rather stay on the road and visit the trading hub, or do we want to kind of keep low key and kind of do roundabout for just a little bit in case anybody follows up on this incident?
I don't exactly blend in well. I am very noticeable, so I would rather take the side of caution. If you guys are amenable to going through the trees, this whole thing has left a bad taste in my mouth.
Yes, let us commune with nature for a bit. Matt, is your mic not working or something? Or are we just talking too much?
No. I totally agree.
All right, so
Cool.
you're heading into the forest. Any place in particular?
I think we're going to try and go in a direction that we believe is going to take us in a more or less straight line toward Otis, I think, to rejoin the road maybe there.
All right, so you're cutting through nature a bit.
Although, I guess, by the way, we should say, does anyone in the party know anything about Otis? But yes, we are continuing that way.
Yeah, so probably again Valamin, since you kind of lived in this area a while. I'm not sure about the rest of you. But yeah, you would know that Otis is mostly a logging company. Like, they do a lot of logging and basically sell their wood at crossroads, which kind of goes all over the place. But yeah, they mostly are lumberjacks. Actually, very similar to the place you're going, to Zork, which has a much larger lumbering baron who does a lot of trade with the dwarves, as the dwarves don't have access to as much wood up in the mountains.
Okay. So yeah, let's just head that way because it's lower key than crossroads, and then we can rejoin the road and continue from there.
You probably notice Valamin definitely looks a bit unhappy.
Yeah.
He'll remember this. All right. So
Arapal doesn't look happy either.
Yeah,
but-
Uslag wouldn't look happy either. Yeah, I mean, it was unfortunate.
So give me a survival check, up to 2 of you. I assume
All right.
you're trying to move quickly through nature.
Uslag and Val, I think, are our people.
Yeah.
For this.
Okay.
I know these
Hey,
lands
Val.
pretty well, and I'm used to being off the beaten path from time to time. I will help.
Okay, I'm not as familiar with these lands, but a forest is a forest, so
At the end of the day, yes, it is.
yep. The
So
sun's always in the same
this
place.
party,
Cool.
we're officially sometimes murder hobos now.
Oh shit!
No.
Damn.
We're not.
Alright, Uslag
Please no.
is doing pretty good.
17's decent.
Oh no, I was that was about the murder hobo thing.
Oh yeah. Well, sometimes murder hobos. We haven't earned the full murder hobos title yet. Let's see how it goes from here.
You might need to give Hohenheim back the intellect headband.
Can we permanently weld it to his head?
Just weld it.
Yeah, put the headband
That'd
on
be
him and then start
inconvenient if
teaching-
Chomsky like stopped enchanting it. He'd just have like a fake
It goes
intellect.
blank.
Like, I don't think it's working anymore.
We'll put the
Batteries get
headband on him,
recharged.
and then we'll start instructing him in the ways of diplomacy and politics. And
All right.
Maybe it'll stick when he takes it off.
maybe.
So this is another 5-day journey from your current location. Let me do a roll. You don't have to worry about food because of Outlander. So you do encounter a good amount of wildlife in the forests. Mostly it just leaves you alone. You have a pretty big group of people and it does not want to mess with you, like none of the wolves or any of the creatures there. But yeah, 5 days pass and you would make it to Autis, which doesn't actually have a gate. I don't think you've ever come to a settlement that didn't have a gate around it, so this is kind of new.
What
it
time
is
of
the-
day do we arrive? Oh, sorry.
It is the 36th. I'll say maybe 9 or so in the morning. You make pretty good time.
We're
but
just
yeah,
gonna pass the whole winter on this trip, guys. It's gonna be
there's
spring. It's gonna be spring by the time we make it to the cold section.
there's a guy with a big old beard, not even armored, walks out as you come close. He says, "Greetings, friends. Welcome to Autis."
Hey, lumberjack, how are you today?
He says, "We're not all lumberjacks here."
But that beard, man.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'm a lumberjack. He says, "Come in. Come
You
into
had
town.
me.
You guys are pretty well armed. Hope you're not here to rob us or anything."
No, 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 no.
He says, "We don't."
What are you
usually,
cooking?
He says, "Oh, well, I'm not cooking anything. I was just keeping an eye on the roads. I saw you coming from a ways down. Don't often see people coming out of the woods. Usually they come along the road." He
Fair
says,
enough, fair enough.
"What are you all doing in this area?"
I'd let
We
Arapel
We
take
seem
the lead
to
here.
have gotten lost.
Chomsky.
We were heading north, but ended up lost in the woods, and we're just glad to be back in civilization
Give me a
and
deception.
have found the road. Probably
Says,
not that it
You guys
matter.
are fairly well armed for being lost.
Yeah, Slug
Maybe
gives
looks at
Chomsky
you
like
a
a
little-
confused look. Like,
Maybe looks at you a
what do
little
you mean?
suspiciously. Yeah, sure. If you're tired and hungry, I imagine being lost in the woods will do that. Why don't you come on in and get some food and maybe a place at the local inn? There's only one. We don't. We're not one of those big cities that has a bunch of inns, but we got good food. So yeah, warm your feet and wherever the road takes you next, you know, hopefully it's a good location.
Thank you for your hospitality, sir. Much appreciated.
So I don't have
As
a
Hohenheim
map of
walks by-
Autis.
Hohenheim just walks up and gives him a gold coin in his hand. Doesn't say anything.
Oh, geez. He looks up at you, not noticing you before. He says, "You're a. What are you?"
You're a big boy. Who's a big boy?
He says, "Are you wearing? Is that armor?" He looks very.
I have
curiously at you.
robes.
You
can see like dirty covered robes are like covering what may look to him like armor, but they're like scattered, destroyed, basically robes that he's just been wearing for who knows how long.
Let me remind myself. 2 of you are constructs.
plus Carl.
Yes, there's like 3 constructs. Valaman, who is a not a
Foxy,
human either. He's
snow
the
leopard.
max.
An adorable fuzzy.
So yeah, he's now that the rest of you are getting closer, he's definitely looking kind of confused. He says, "Wait, you're you fight at the Colosseums, don't you? You look familiar."
Haha.
Yes, she does. Uslog took the championship.
I
No,
think
not-
he was
not-
talking about
well,
Owenheim.
I mean, maybe she does too. I was talking about
Or not
you
Owenheim.
Yeah,
as
she's not
well.
talking about
Valaman.
Hohenheim. Yeah, yeah.
Valaman, sorry, yeah.
Yeah,
says,
he's deflecting intentionally.
He says,
Oh.
I saw you fight a few years ago. I
Yes.
thought you, I noticed you kind of disappeared though. He says,
Yeah,
glad to
I
see
took
you're
a bit of
okay.
a sabbatical. Thank you. I appreciate that. It's always nice to meet fans.
He says, yeah, you were quite something. But yeah, sorry, I don't mean to delay you. Come on in.
No,
Uh,
you're good.
So I guess, what does the group want to do in August? Are you just gonna stay here a bit?
What time of day is it when we arrived?
About 9.
It's
AM.
early. It's in the morning. yeah.
Oh, then let's just pass a meal and move on.
Yeah.
I would like to take a short rest if you would mind.
Yeah. So
I do like that plan.
you're gonna just
Rest
spend.
by a comfy fire in their lodge or something, and then
Yeah, it's pretty much all like log cabins. It's
that sounds cozy.
probably a town of maybe 100 people, if that.
Yeah,
you
we'll
would
just get
hear.
some stew and tip well. Make
Yeah.
friends.
Yeah, you
guys
would hear.
might-
Go ahead.
You guys might start to notice that Val is will take short rest, cat nap kind of things often.
Does he find the sunbeams?
Yeah, pretty much. Also recharges
Are
the
there-
old key points, so he's a short rest fanatic.
Is he on the catnip?
Nope, no catnip yet.
All right.
That's for
Are there
special
any
fun time.
kids in this town that I would see walking around?
Yeah, there are women and children. You would hear some singing coming from the forest around. Sounds like maybe work songs going on as maybe every now and then a tree would
The light in
fall.
the
and
seven
some
doors.
yells, "Hup!"
Every kid I
Jimbo!
see, I just want to come up and be a little bit goofy, and then just hand them a gold coin and walk away.
Are you just giving out gold to everyone?
Yeah, no
I'm
shit.
just the kids.
All
Just
right.
the kids.
So
That's
So
probably
most
tell me
of
how
the-
many you want me to
making-
subtract.
Most of
like
the
a week
kids
here.
would try to run away from you. A couple would be kind of brave and into it. So you give out, I'll say maybe 10 gold pieces.
97.
Okay. Can I try to
He's
put
trying
on
to make up.
a little bit of a show for it and entertain the kids, to maybe have them not see me as scary?
Yeah, let's not throw a fireball at them for
Make balloon
entertainment, please.
animals.
Please no.
As you subtly
I
cast
want-
delayed blast fireball as you're doing here.
When
Just in
it comes
case.
to all the kids, I just want to be super sweet, super nice, and kind of do a weird little gig. I don't know if you want me to roll performance or something, but do a weird little dance for them while giving them money.
Yeah.
Sounds awful.
So, like I said, a lot of the kids run away. A couple.
They're mesmerized by just the weirdness.
Yeah, give me I guess performance check.
what am I seeing? What the hell?
So after a bit of your performance, a bunch of the parents are gonna start running over and be like, "Come on, kids, we gotta go. We gotta go. Come on, kids.
Leave the big scary metal man
Don't
alone.
take,
Give me,
take
give me the
candy
gold
from
piece.
strangers.
Give me the gold
Well,
piece.
and if I remember correctly, Owenheim, you are metal. You're more of an iron giant kind of construct, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Whereas
Yeah, I'm a
Arapel
super tall,
is
thin metal.
gotcha. Whereas Arapel is brass and wood, which is less intimidating, I think. Besides the fact that he's much smaller stature. So
What, 3 foot, right? For Arapel?
yeah, he's tiny.
And I'm over 7, just over
Yeah.
7.
So, but besides the size, I think the materials also make you look more formidable.
Oh yeah, everyone everyone's pretty much just avoiding the group at this point.
We're the weirdos. They're
you,
what the fuck?
I mean, there's a lot of strong people in this town, but you guys are super armored. You have a bunch of robots with you. You have a cat person. Yeah, these are just a bunch of lumberjack humans. They don't know anything about any of this, so they're just all trying to keep their distance. A couple of the people at the lodge, especially the servants, are a little bit more engaging, especially because of all the gold you've been giving out. So they're a little bit more talkative, but for the most part, the people in this town seem very intimidated by your group. I can pass time unless anyone else is doing anything.
Do we want to spend the day here, guys, or are we just going to pass like a meal and a rest and a few hours and move on? What do you think?
I think a few hours and move on is fine.
So maybe at midday or mid-afternoon, we'll just kind of move on,
right.
I think.
So
once Owenheim has tired of trying to get the children to play with him as they run away and their children pull them away.
Yeah, there is
like I can be, if I like, just so you guys know, if I sense like any fuckery, like whether or not, like if I have like even the kind of slightest bit of doubt, like nah, I'll kill a dude. But like kids and women are like innocent, so I'm just like, oh yeah, like it's like bipolar almost, right?
It's like the Iron Giant.
Kinda, yeah.
All right, so you would probably spend at least a gold piece. Everything here is super cheap. Like, even with all the food and drinks you're buying, you probably spend about a gold piece each on expenses.
Is there anything in the town that looks particularly like something like a structure or a structure that has broken down or that needs repaired or that I don't know, like does everything look like, you know, comfy? I know it's not super like high class, but like do the structures
they got pumps that need fixing?
Yeah. Is everything in good repair and they have what they need, or is there anything like, oh, that tower is broken or that pump is bad or that roof is bad? Like, is there anything
I mean,
that we might notice?
There's probably the odd cabin that could use some maintenance, but everything seems like it's in pretty good condition.
Okay, so these people are comfortable even though they're living a simple life. Okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
no,
like
they're
yeah.
deep in the heart of the empire. Like,
yeah.
If bad times got to them, it would have had to go through several other towns. But no,
Gotcha.
You don't get the impression that they are like
okay
under attack or anything.
So I assume that we tip generously and everything, but like, yeah, I'm ready to move on whenever everyone else is.
And they have a very, very tasty chili. Whoever's cooking chili in the kitchen, you guys are used to soups and stews, but this chili is something else.
Can Warforged eat?
I think we technically can. I don't think it does anything for us.
Yeah, I don't know if you can taste.
It just says we don't need to eat. It doesn't say that we can't like pile stuff into our mouth orifice and then empty it out
like
another orifice later.
I don't know. I don't think you have internal organs. So you probably just like, this tastes good, and then spit it out.
Okay, yeah, I'm not. If that's the case, I'm not gonna bother. I didn't know how Warforged quite worked. That's why I'm just trying to clarify.
All right.
But the organics might appreciate the chili immensely.
Oh yeah, those of you who can eat the chili would definitely find it tasty.
Is it spicy? Is it spicy chili?
It is very spicy. All right. So you spend a few hours warming up and getting relaxed. And what time are you leaving?
Early afternoon?
3 or so. All right.
Yeah.
So
oh yeah, mid-afternoon works. Yeah.
When you head out.
Which way are we going?
Yeah.
North?
Well, I guess we're going north.
I think we're gonna try and start back on the roads
crossroads.
again. Yeah, and start going that way. You know, along the roads.
Cool.
So yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
All about that.
And I guess here's where Melody was going. I guess they could have traveled with us after all because they were heading this way.
Yeah, she hasn't left
The Ferox.
yet. Well, actually, she probably left Tyvanis.
She
by
might
this
have, yeah.
point, but yeah, she's probably on the road
Behind us.
somewhere. All right. So you are going north.
It could be fun to just like explore all of these cities instead of continuing on our objective, but
I don't have any maps for most of these places.
he's like, no, don't do that to me. Don't do it.
I mean, I can throw things on the fly, but yeah.
Don't think I did not notice that you did not put us on a map when we were at Autis. I noticed. I understood.
No.
I got it.
I got nothing for Otis.
But you gave
other
us
than-
you gave us the bearded man and the chili and,
Yeah.
and the parents who are looking out for their kids. So
I got
I'm
some
cool with
stuff
it.
in the back of my head there for Otis. I know about this area. I've had other games here, but I don't have any of that information on Roll20 because that was back
Gotcha.
before I used Roll20.
What is Lagoo? It just sounds funny. I want to know more about it. Anyway, we don't have to. That's fine.
You would know
continue.
Vulamin, that Lagoo is a swamp city.
Ooh.
Kind of like a
It
swamp
smells
town.
like fetid.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not someplace you generally want to go. Kind of backwater.
Oh, Beryl does. Beryl totally does. As soon as you tell her about it, she doesn't know about it right now.
Beryl likes going to weird places. All right, so I assume you're gonna kind of head up this way, then head this way.
Yes.
Okay, so you begin traveling.
And the
Traveling
dice of
music.
fate roll.
1, 2, 3 days would pass. Luckily, there is a good amount of food to be gained from the forests, but as you're moving along the road on the 39th, you come to a large house that looks like there are a bunch of horses tied up. Kind of, I don't want to say in the middle of nowhere because it is along the road. This looks like it might be an inn of some kind as you're traveling through the area. Lots of horses tied up there, and you would hear music coming from inside.
And what time of day?
It is probably about 4 in the afternoon.
Okay.
But yeah, you hear the sounds of merriment and celebration coming from within the inn.
But there doesn't seem to be a settlement. It's just like a roadside inn.
Yeah, it looks like just kind of an inn out in the middle of nowhere. You would know that there are farms you pass, so this is kind of farmland as well.
Yeah. So it could be a place for travelers as well as some of the locals to come kind of take some merriment.
Yeah. Do you want to do anything here or just keep going?
I'm fine to continue.
I mean, they might have good information about the area if we're going to be traveling through it. I know I'm unfamiliar with.
I don't
with it.
object to stopping, but like, yeah, I don't object. Eric,
Otherwise, that's the only.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's
Yes.
wise.
All right, so you're going to head inside.
Yeah. Ask if there's anything we need to look out for on the road ahead or woods.
So heading into the inn, you would see, it looks like lots of people eating and drinking. Several are armored like yourselves. So most of them are not. There would definitely be a bit of a silence as the group walks in because you don't look anything like any of the others here with your Warforged. But quickly, people would just go back to what they're doing. You see there's quite a few people here, more than you'd expect to just be kind of out in the middle of nowhere. Gnome Chomsky, you notice two of the people in here look a little peculiar. They are wearing garbs that you would know are of the Phoenix Guild. Give me an Arcana check. Oh, actually, no, History, not Arcana.
Ooh. Let's see, I'm a historian.
You might know
I
something
believe
else
so.
about them.
Oh, no, I'm not. That's
You're not sure what faction of the Phoenix Guild they are, because they do look a little bit odd, but they look something about them looks familiar to you. They look at the group for a moment, but then just go back to talking with looks like the barkeep.
Well, I'll share this information with the party, and I would ask them if you think we should lay low, or should I go introduce us?
As you
Are
were
they friends of
talking,
yours?
a very is chipper the right word, but a very like lively, looks like a woman probably in her mid-20s comes over with a big smile and she says, welcome to the inn, friends. Can I get you a seat?
Oh, please, we
Yes.
might need 6.
She
And a
says-
round of ales.
She says,
And a round of
Oh,
ales.
of course. Yeah, don't worry, hon. I'll take care of you. So she brings you over to a table and just motions for you to sit. She says, I'll get those ales coming. And she kind of looks at Arapel and Hohenheim. And she says, ales for everyone?
No, thank you.
Just 3.
You're-
3 ales, please.
Yeah, sure. I'll get you 3 ales coming up. You want some dinner?
Sure.
Yeah, I'll buy us dinner.
Yeah.
She says,
No,
"Great."
Okay. I'll buy the ales.
So
And
yeah,
you said
go ahead.
there's music.
Yeah, there is a bard playing a very relaxing song up on stage. He's actually doing pretty good. The music, even though it's kind of loud in here, like it's a little subdued because people are enjoying his playing. He has definitely taken notice of the group, but is continuing his song.
Arapel is, I don't want to say mesmerized, but he's going to turn in his seat. Like, he's not facing the rest of the party at our table or whatever. He's facing the bard, and his eyes are resting on green, solid green.
All right.
And Val kind of kicks back, stretches out in the booth. You know, relaxed atmosphere. Cat stretch.
All right.
Wow.
So it's probably gonna be, say like another gold piece for your upkeep at the inn. We'll just say that covers like drinks and food here. If you all are, those of you who are eating and drinking can pay that.
Does that include
Otherwise-
a room, or are we just hanging out in the tavern kind of thing?
Oh,
I don't know if we're planning on staying. I just wasn't sure if that's what you meant by upkeep or not.
Yeah, I guess if you're not staying the night, maybe just 2 silver. I'll do the poor.
Yeah. I mean,
lifestyle.
maybe we'll stay the night. I don't know. I was just curious.
All right, so we just
Yeah.
don't worry about it yet. Well, because I'm not sure if you guys are staying or not. But yeah,
We'll just put it on our bill and we'll pay it on our way out,
Yeah,
whether
yeah.
that's today or tomorrow.
all right. So yeah, you get some food, some drinks. Everyone, you're definitely not as accosted by people as you were in Tybonus or in Char. No one here really knows you or seems to care. In fact, most people seem kind of intimidated by your group and are.
I mean, we look weird. We are
Yeah.
an ensemble. Let me.
Yeah. Memorable, to say the very least.
Yeah, which is not
Oh.
in our favor actually. But
Yeah, not in these parts for sure. But is there anything that you all wish to do, or shall I pass some time?
I believe. Oh well, no. Arapel's enraptured by the music, so I won't say anything. Go ahead.
Okay.
I guess I would go up to the 2 Phoenix Guild folk.
So they've moved around the bar a couple of times. You think they're questioning people about something?
Mm.
Having
My
God.
hearing as a cat be good
observed-
enough to listen in?
Give me a perception check. It's pretty loud in here, so I'm going to say this is a disadvantage. 15. You think they're questioning people about something to do with magic, but you can't hear the
Okay.
details.
I'm going to turn to the group and say, maybe since Hohenheim doesn't have to eat, somebody can take him outside to.
Yeah, let's
Go
go
pick
for a
daisies
walk,
or
Hoey.
something.
You want to try to see if we can find some rocks or some flowers, buddy? Let's go.
You really like flowers.
All right.
I
let's go find
want to
flowers.
go. I want to go with the kitty. Bye, guys.
Hang on one sec.
Say what, Lou?
How much attention did we just draw from his excitement?
With him yelling, yeah, inside voices.
Or maybe we should have just gotten
Well, I guess I
room
could have
and,
put
like,
the voice changer on too. Whatever. It doesn't matter.
Alright, sorry about that. My wife just asked me something. Sorry, what happened?
I just yelled, I really like flowers. I want to go look at flowers
Oh
with the
god, a
kitty.
bunch of people
Yeah.
are now looking over at you all.
Yeah, Val was asking for Owenheim to go outside with him for a walk,
So
and
I go
that was
from
his reaction.
8 to 19. So I go from real dumb to real fucked up. Oh yes, sir. How could I help you today? I'd love to help you. And I add myself a little bit of an accent to going be real dumb.
Alright.
Do I follow? Oh, sorry. I was explaining that to my friend here. I meant to mute it. So am I following Val outside?
Are you?
You said you were
Yeah,
gonna, so
we're
I guess
trying
that's
to
about-
get-
He said flowers, and I am intrigued, and I will follow Val right now.
Alright, so you step outside.
Does that bar have like open windows, glass windows, just open?
Yeah, it's
Ports.
mostly open windows right now. Oh, actually, wait, it's winter time, so they're probably closed. There's probably
Okay.
a fire burning in several fireplaces around the open bar area. But yeah, I'll say since it's winter, it's probably shut to keep it
Yeah,
warm.
I mean, primitive buildings would have shutters or drapes or both just to keep the heat in, so
Yeah.
you might not be able to see in and out.
Yeah, I was
yeah.
mostly trying to figure out whether I could still hear whether there was any sounds. Val's kind of on alert now because he's starting to connect that they're asking about magic and he's a little not hypersensitive, paranoid
Yeah.
that they might be talking about us, and he doesn't want to be too far from the group, so he kind of like takes Hohenheim out like a small child, and they're drawing in the snow, playing in the rocks outside. But he's close to that window if there's any possibility for him to hear, especially if there's a ruckus or anything inside.
So there's probably some slush on the ground. Maybe it rained earlier. Maybe a little bit of ice, but not much in the way of snow this far south.
Oh, no snow angels.
No snow angels.
Hey,
but-
Hoey, you want to see what it's like for an organic to draw their name in the snow? Come here.
So yeah, you would take him outside.
Follow.
Oh gosh.
Is he
I'm
just
pretty sure you're not
staying-
using your finger or your tail?
Is he just staying outside for a while now?
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
trying to
yeah.
keep him kind
But
of
you
out of
said-
sight.
You
Yeah.
said we heard the music from the inn from a good ways outside. So if the music
Yeah.
stopped or there was any kind of disruption inside, they would definitely notice something different, right?
Probably, yeah.
Even though they can't like hear clearly. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, most likely, depending on what the disruption is, but yeah. So, yeah, you go outside with him. Some more time would pass. It's probably about 7 at this point. It's been about 3 hours. The two robed men approach the table. One of them says, "Greetings, friends. Do you mind if we talk to you a bit?" This is in regards to something that happened along the road. We're just asking questions of people who've come through the area.
I suppose.
He looks at you, Chomsky. He says, "Oh, are you? Do you have your badge displayed from the city, from the Artisans Guild?" Or do you hide that?
How is it like a little pin that I would wear
Yeah,
on a
it's
jacket?
sort of like a pin to
Yeah.
let people know that
I feel like
you
you'd be
know.
pretty proud of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably have that out.
So he says, "Oh, you are of the Artisans Guild from Teruvia, or sorry, Tyvanus. Yes."
Yeah.
He
That
says,
I am.
"How long ago did you were you in Tyvanus? Just out of curiosity."
Oh, at
Weeks
this
and
point
weeks.
I can't remember. It's been quite some time. We got lost in some woods.
Says, "Wow, that sounds like quite the ordeal. I'm glad to see you're all safe. We are actually members of the Phoenix Guild, the Crimson Blade arm. Are you familiar with us?"
Ah, the Crimson Blade Arm. Am I familiar with the Crimson Blade Arm?
Magical enforcers that make sure everyone has licenses for magical practice. You would know that. They're kind of the military wing of the Phoenix Guild. They're charged with keeping magic in tow within the Empire. Make sure like there's no illegal casting or anything.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. Yes. I believe I am familiar with you all.
He says, "Good. Well, are you some sort of arcanist by chance?"
I hobby a little bit, and I'll give him my license.
He takes a look at it. It's a real license, right? It's not fake or anything.
Yeah.
So he looks it over and nods and says, "Thank you." Hands it back to you. Says, "Well, we were inquiring about a bit of an odd thing that happened along the roads. We've had several people tell one of our associates in Crossroads about a incident where some sort of Warforged struck their group with a fireball, instantly killing half of the group. They had fled, but this happened a few days ago south of Crossroads. Were you in the area at that point?"
I don't think we were. Like I said, we got lost in the woods not long after we left Pavanis.
Give me a deception.
Oh.
Please, an inspiration.
Yeah, I'm gonna use one of my inspirations here.
Oh no, what happened? I fucking went to the bathroom and missed shit.
They're still talking
Phoenix
inside
Guild-
about your
Deception.
boom boom ball.
The Phoenix
Oh,
Guild
not me.
is interrogating Gnome about a incident on the road involving a Warforged who cast fireball.
Oh no, what happened?
And then
The,
Gnome just lied and rolled for deception.
He says, I noticed you came in here with a couple of Warforged," and he kind of
Oh God.
looks over at Arapel and says,
Arapel would okay, so Arapel's like trying to listen to the music, and then he's gonna turn back to the table a couple times during this, and his eyes turn to yellow when he's looking back at the table, but then like when he looks back to the bard, they turn back to green. So he's very distracted.
He says, Warforged are a fairly unique race. There's not many of them around here. Are you sure you don't know anything about what happened on the road?
Who were these people?
The people
Somebody give
who
me
were...
a signal so I can go hide the giant in the woods.
You're asking that, Uslag?
Yeah, it's just weird. Who were
He
these
says,
people?
They were some mercenaries from Crossroads. I assume you're talking about the ones who were murdered, right?
Or the people that reported this, I suppose.
Yeah, some mercenaries from Crossroads. Apparently, half of their crew was killed by this magic use. We're just trying to figure out more about what happened and why, and if there's anything else that's going to blow up. That's usually what we do.
How often are people coming and going from this common room? Is the door opening semi-frequently?
At this point, it's kind of slowed down. You haven't seen anyone come in quite a while. You would guess like not many people are traveling late at night, or as it's getting later.
Arapel makes a like little doo 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 doo, like sad sound, and he'll turn away from the bard and he'll kind of focus on the conversation, and he will say, I think as you are inquiring about Warforged, allow me to introduce myself, and he'll give like the whole spiel of who he is, and he will emphasize that his prime directive is of guardianship and protection. I also dabble in tinkering, and at this he'll open his little compartment and pull out his little familiars. So Sprocket will come out and kind of flutter around the room, and he's doing this as like a little like show for the Phoenix Guild people that are inquiring. But once they stop focusing on Sprocket, Arapel will telepathically tell Sprocket to look for opportunities to go outside and
give me
find Val and Owenheim.
Probably persuasion or deception.
All right. I
Well,
cannot.
before that, so they nod to you and say, "Are you by chance registered with the Phoenix Guild, my friend?" As you give them your name.
I have recently been reactivated, and I am carrying corrupted memory circuits, which I am working on decrypting. I have made some progress, but I currently am not certain of my origins, and I'm learning about the Teruvian Empire as we explore it.
I thought we had registered
we were.
everybody, and
Well,
I guess we haven't mentioned to them that
Peruvia.
we have been to the Phoenix Guild.
I gave my name when we teleported in. I don't think that's the same as registering as a magic user.
I think after we did that, we registered because
Did
that's
we?
when I registered.
Generally, paladins don't have to register, so
Oh,
Okay.
it's not expected that.
So Arapel
Cool.
is not being deceitful at all here. Everything is
Cool.
100% honest. So he might not be telling everything, which I guess is a type of deception, but he's not being intentionally deceptive. He is telling them that he is built for guardianship and protection to try and like make sure that they know he's not a fireball flinger, and he's admitting that he may not be registered, but he's not sure because he doesn't have all his memories.
So the Phoenix Guild or the Crimson Blade wizard would nod and say, "Do you know anything about someone attacking this group of mercenaries by chance with a fireball?"
Boop, 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 boop. Arapel is trying to delay answering and hoping one of his allies will jump in.
Actually,
Need a moment?
really,
Shoot over with Twix.
You guys can give me an insight check. One of you might get something here.
If you guys don't step in, Arapel cannot lie.
You're outside, aren't you?
Well, I didn't have time to talk. Val was trying to get because he couldn't hear what was going on, trying to go around the side of the building to find another window closer to the group to maybe overhear something. We're looking for flowers around the side of the building now.
Also, please let me know if Sprocket has an opportunity to fly out the door when someone comes in or out.
Sure. Give me a stealth check, Val. But yeah, so do you what do you say when he asks you that?
I would say we've heard nothing. We've heard nothing. We have heard about some undead infesting the town of Char.
He says,
over on the other.
No, Isaac, not Char.
He says, "Well, hang on a second, friend. I wanted to get the Warforge's answer there. Do you know anything about that? I think Arapel was your name."
Oh God.
Anybody have another Twix?
Need a moment?
I am okay. Out of character, I am not clever and witty enough to come up with this on the spot. But in character, I would give the most roundabout, wordy, inconclusive, without lying or telling the truth response that I possibly can.
So what would that sound like?
Beep boop boop bop boop boop beep.
Yes. Fuck. I don't think he can't lie. He can't lie. That's one of his personality traits. But like, okay, how about this? He'll say, "I have encountered such entities in my existence." And how about this? He launches into a diatribe, a lecture about magic users who attain the ability of elemental magic, and they're like, it's all facts, but he is still dodging the question.
Give me a deception check.
Oh, fuck. I don't know how to play this. Oh, God.
So Val, yeah, you're kind of over by the window listening, and at this
He
point,
overwhelms them. He overwhelms them with facts that are not the facts that they're looking for.
Yeah, at this point, your bird would have flown out because they're not really paying attention to it. But he says, He looks at the other guy who just kind of shrugs.
The clockwork sparrow that Val would recognize because Arapel brought it out once or twice during our downtime in Tyvanus. The clockwork sparrow that you know to be called Sprocket would find Val and kind of flutter in your face and then like fly to the woods and then come back and flutter in your face and fly to the woods and then come back and flutter in your face and fly to the woods.
Hoey, let's go chase Sprocket. Come on, quietly. We're gonna sneak up on it.
Sees Sprocket and as an action is going to. I believe I have telekinetic. Yeah.
Okay.
The spell telekinesis.
No, telekinetic. I want to try to use mage.
Oh, is
hand.
that? Oh, that's the feat. The feat, right? Or I think
Mage
it's
hand.
But I also get
touch it.
the thing, and I want to chase after Sprocket while trying to use mage hand to grab.
All right, so you're chasing the bird into the woods along with Val.
Yeah.
Val kind of goes to the edge of the. I don't know how close the woods are to the inn, but he's trying to keep an eye on Clompy bounding through the woods and also what's going on. Just kind of keeping an eye as much as possible, trying to split back and forth between Hoey and the inn.
All right. So, yeah, after a few minutes of Arapel sprouting jargon at these guys, one of them would say, all right, well, that's sort of helpful. Who exactly are you all anyway? Do you have a group that you're with? It's a very odd collection of people. I saw the Tabaxi you came in with, as well as the other Warforged. Yeah. Well, what are you guys doing here? What's your purpose?
Oh, we're traveling to Dezoric.
He says, and
Oh.
Go ahead.
Yeah. No, we're traveling to Dezoric, so we've got a long road ahead of us.
He nods.
Just stopping for food.
He says, that is a bit of a long road. You're kind of going the long way, too, cutting around the north roads. Did you not just want to go through the middle of the Empire? It would be a shorter trip.
we had friends
we figured
who
it
were
was easier.
we
Yeah,
had
go
friends
ahead.
who were bound for Ferox. We would have we liked the idea of accompanying them this far.
Give me a persuasion.
I mean, sorry, I shouldn't jump in and try these like
No.
half lies because that was not a lie. Like that was
No.
like something where we were like, oh, we could have gone with them this far. But okay, let's see, persuasion. Damn it. When Chomsky faltered, like Arapel just jumped in. Let's see if my rolls hold up here because they've been doing so good. I'm really afraid of them failing. Oh gosh, it's good so far. I'm gonna fail on a really important one though, guys.
He says, and
okay.
that other Warforged who you sent outside, does he have magic using abilities? Don't suppose someone who could cast a fireball, maybe?
He's pretty stupid.
So give me.
That's the only response. He's stupid.
Yeah, he's stupid. So
I mean,
yeah, there's
he's
a bit
right.
of a bit of an awkward pause as he waits for you to follow that up with something, and he's like, "Oh, so does that mean?"
Well, okay, magic users who study to learn magic are usually considered pretty like smart. So maybe they would associate that with an answer saying he's not capable of, I don't know.
Well, it's just a weird way to
And
answer
I
the question.
I told Carl
Usually you just say no. Well, he's an idiot. All right, so yeah, they probably would have noticed Carl, who's just sitting there staring blankly. Probably.
Carl's smarter than that.
He's got a dish of nuts and bolts that he's
So,
munching on.
They look down at Carl. They say, "And does Carl cast fireballs by chance?"
God.
No.
Uslug just laughs.
Give me a deception.
No, quite the opposite. Carl
doesn't cast
is a
fireballs.
heal.
Yeah, Carl does not cast fireballs.
He
Carl's
says,
a healing bot.
How's that deception?
no, that was for his first
see.
deception
He
to
has the dumb.
misdirect.
I see.
He says, so Carl doesn't cast fireballs, but
No,
the other
he's
guy
dumb, too.
outside is dumb. He
Yes.
says, would you
Yeah.
would you all mind if I talk to you outside?
Kind of.
But there
'cause
is
we haven't gotten
music
our food
inside.
yet.
Did our food arrive? Did our food and beverages
yeah, you
arrive
guys have
during
been-
this conversation?
You guys have been eating for a while now. Like you're probably
Oh.
close to your food. It's
okay.
been
Oh, okay.
they
Not
actually took a
me.
while to come and talk to you. They were talking to a bunch of people, which is a little surprising, being that you had a Warforged with you. But yeah. So he says,
Cool.
well,
Oh, yeah. Let me get your names.
he nods and he gives you his name. They both do. He says, well, do you think we could talk to you before you leave? Preferably somewhere not around a bunch of people.
Oh,
We're not looking for a fight.
When the
Yeah,
serving
yeah.
when the serving wench comes by, we could request a private dining room. Is that to your liking? I don't want to like march them outside and risk Owenheim like showing up.
Flowers!
Yeah, I don't.
Flowers and Sprocket.
Uh,
There's flowers and there's Sprocket.
We were planning on
Fran.
leaving at the end of this meal.
And he says, well, I would like to speak to you and your other Warforged before you leave, the one who is not inside anymore.
Okay. Okay.
So
Cool.
yeah, just come get us before you leave. We have some more people to talk to. I would ask that you not start traveling again until we speak, though.
Cool. Where can we meet you?
So, well, just let us know before you leave, and we can talk outside.
Who can
All
fit
right.
through the window?
As soon as they leave, or like, as long
they're
as we're
they're still in the room. They're kind of casually keeping an eye on your group. They've kind of been doing that since you got in here.
I would whisper that maybe we should. What was I gonna say? Damn it. That maybe we should tell them that there were some tieflings that we ran into while we were lost in the woods that had been captured by some mercenaries that we heard about. Like that.
Oh,
so
that's
maybe
a good
that
plan.
like without
Well,
mentioning.
I
So
guess I
that they
can't
know
say
that there's
anything. I'm
two
not in there.
Yeah, that there's
There-
two sides, like that the mercenaries
Yeah.
were doing something shifty.
That's a very good idea.
Yeah. Uslug would say that. She's like, I am terrible with words and people tend not to trust me. So best just someone else say it.
All right. Why don't we do a quick break here? I know it's getting towards end time, but yeah, why don't we do a break for bathroom or stretch, and you guys can talk about what you're going to tell them. I'll be right back.
Sounds good.
Oops. Sorry, guys.
Uslug's like, she doesn't know Hohenheim very well. She's like not gonna throw herself under the bus for him.
Yeah.
Get that out there.
Well, I mean, he is Chomsky's friend and creation, so I think Arapel
This is
feels loyal to him to that extent. But you're right. I mean, in game,
Yeah.
our characters haven't known each other for super long.
I
Sorry,
guess,
guys.
Yeah, a couple weeks on the road.
No,
So
no offense taken.
Couple
I'm
weeks
just
on the road.
like, I'm like, oh yeah, like out of character, I'm like, oh, there's so many ways better that I could handle this. But in
Yeah.
character, I'm like, yeah, like he thinks
Yeah.
something's amiss. He's like, yeah, fuck this. Like he's seen a bunch of shit. And
Mhm.
he's seen like a whole bunch of wars and people be super fucking shitty towards each other. And he kind of had like an inkling of that thought. And he was like, nope, I'm just gonna prepare just in case. And then didn't trust it at all and was like, fuck it and let it go.
Yep.
And I was not expecting to incinerate 4 people and their horses.
Well, and Arapel had suspicions and was in the process of like conveying those suspicions to Uslug and Chomsky. But at the same time, I did not say like the first thing I said was something isn't right, which honestly could be like kill them. You know what I mean? Like in D&D, like I should have been more specific. Like I don't think they're completely lying, but I think there's something they're not telling us. You know,
I'm not a smart man, so
right,
like I was like,
right.
oh shit, okay. You know, like especially being like 200 plus years old, like the best defense is a good offense kind of shit, you know, like strike first, strike hard. Like for anybody that's willing to pose me danger, you know, like, but that's why, like, you know, the kids in the innocence, I'm like, oh yeah, like I'm gonna have fun and I want to give them gold and put on a little show for them and all that shit, you know.
Yeah. So I think
So
if
we talk?
If they have stepped away from the table, we could write up a little scroll with instructions for Val and Owen that they're going to be interviewed by members of the Phoenix Guild, and they must not mention that Owenheim has the ability to cast Fireball or has ever cast Fireball. But we would need some sneaky way to deliver that message. And
Right,
I mean, like
Sprocket's already being chased through the woods.
right.
Like as dumb as Hohenheim is, he's not gonna fucking admit to shit. He likes keeping his secrets.
So like if we wrote up a little scroll and had Carl like meander out of the door of the inn and go find you guys, like could that work? I mean, I don't know, Chomsky, I don't know. I'm thinking of him like a familiar. Do you have the same kind of ability to like tell him to go find Val?
He's smart enough to go find Val, and
so they're
he's got things he could carry.
Yeah, if they stepped away from our table and are not like uber monitoring us, then we could write up a little note and have Carl deliver it to Val, maybe. And then at least
what's the note gonna say?
Here's the thing: if we leave the inn, if we try to sneak away now, then we are a very memorable group that is now wanted by the Phoenix Guild. But if we get a small note to our allies that says, "Hey, we're going to be questioned by the Phoenix Guild. Just keep these couple points on the down low." Then and there's still going to be persuasion and deception checks. So make the lies as small as possible, and the omissions as subtle as possible. But like if we got that message out to Val so that Val could share it with Owenheim and coach him a little bit, then we could just try and muddle through. I don't know. This is meta. This is meta because Arapel can't lie. So I'm being meta right now. I'm meta.
If I'm told like my character like in game, if I'm told like this is a secret mission, or like when he's at 8 intelligence, right? He would understand that things like he likes keeping his secrets and things shouldn't be said to everybody. So if you're like, oh yeah, like if you tell me your character, you will be in trouble, and unless you lie about
that
this,
you can cast Fireball is a secret. Nobody should know. There you go.
And then he would go, okay, and he would literally be like, if I tell this, I will be in danger. Like he's not like he doesn't. But he understands like I am not going to put myself in danger. I keep secrets, so I don't do that. Being a faction agent.
When you say Gnome, in your note, when you say no one in our party knows any magic that can do that, I think like specify no one in our party knows Fireball. We want to say that no one in our party knows Fireball. Or knows elemental magic of that level, or something like in character that would be like, hey, yeah, that's just out of our league, kind of like it's a deception.
I don't have a regular Fireball, so you can say just not no Fireball.
That maybe
it's a delayed blast Fireball.
You all get the point.
It's a deception. It's a deception. Yeah, it's a deception no matter what. But this is the deception we want everyone in our party to be telling. And if we did not get this message to those who are outside before they come inside, we might not have the opportunity to be all on this, telling the same thing during the interview with the Phoenix Guilders.
No. Are we telling them about the tieflings we ran across in the woods?
Yes, I think we should. I think that
they know.
Yeah, I think that
we hid that
my question is real
versus
quick.
witches.
That puts us at the scene of the crime, right?
No, we were lost in the
Do they
woods,
already
and
know?
they came. we came upon them. So that's the lie.
Yeah.
There is like
Yeah, I
we came
think that
upon them
works.
in the
But if
woods, and they
you
were terrified of
were
some
coming
mercenaries.
upon them,
They
Yeah.
already
It's a
know.
Warforged.
Yeah, they already know
And-
that
Yeah.
we were. They already know that we were in the woods between here and Tyvanis in the last week or two, and that would actually fit with us encountering members of that group. So us telling them actually kind of gives that little inkling of there's more to the story than they knew about, and there's more survivors with more details of the story that they could go look for, and it could take the heat off us a little bit. It could be a distraction, or it could also mean that they know. I don't know if they are people who are looking for justice, then they might be like, hey, maybe the people we're helping aren't the good guys or something. I don't know. There's lots of possibilities, but I don't think it hurts us. I think Uslug's
I just
idea of
wanted to-
giving them that information was really good.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I just
cool.
wanted to make sure out of character
Then-
you guys aren't screwing yourselves by saying you're going to be at the scene of the crime kind of thing. Like, kind of brushed
Cool.
over that.
No, I think
okay.
it makes sense. Yeah, we've
Uh,
already told them that we traveled through the
does.
woods from Tyvanis. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So I'll say some time passes. You all discuss this, and you're gonna meet them outside. Meet them
Yeah, I'm gonna
outside.
approach them.
Meanwhile-
And,
Meanwhile, Gnome sent Carl outside with a note.
Okay.
give to Val, and I'll approach the guards and say, "We're getting ready to leave. I sent Carl to fetch the other two so you could meet them."
Says, okay, great. Should we go outside then?
Sure.
All right. So they get up, finish their ales, and walk outside with you.
And wherever Owenheim is frolicking in the woods chasing Sprocket would come back towards Val.
Okay. So you're all kind of meeting them out front of the inn.
Well,
Yeah.
sort of. First Sprocket and Sprocket and Owenheim are going to meet up with Val, and Carl is going to find Val, and Carl is going to have a note for Val that's in the chat. And then they're going to come around the front of the inn and join us.
All right. So yeah, as they all walk up, one of the guards, or one of the Phoenix Guild Crimson Blades, says, "So I'm assuming that he's the one who blew up those guys, right?"
What?
No!
He points at.
I not do
Hohenheim.
that. Not me.
He says, "We had a
Not
description
me.
of a group with two Warforged, one small, one huge. The huge one threw a fireball at the horses. I'm assuming that is
Okay,
him."
Wait a minute. So we were 200 yards away from that group when he shot that fireball, right? Did you say
100
or
feet.
no? Oh, we were closer. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, the
Not
fireball
yards,
is only
sorry, feet,
120, so it would
Oh,
have
feet,
to be
okay.
closer.
So they got a
150.
good look at us.
Oh,
Okay. I didn't realize that they'd gotten that good of a look at us.
He says,
It's 150 feet, Lou.
they shouldn't have seen it. Well, he says, we got a pretty description that matches your group. So I'm assuming you were the ones that killed those people.
Yeah, we were,
What?
but it was under suspicious circumstances.
Wait, who
Um,
said that?
He nods. He says,
Who said
well,
that?
it was Val,
Val.
I assume.
Oh,
Hell.
wow.
Val is really up and yeah, he's about as bad as Arapil with not being able to lie.
At least
Deceit doesn't sit well with him, and
Yeah.
the gigs and as far as Val sees here, the gigs up because he just got the note. But after he gets the note, there's that disparagement between nobody knows about this, and then he walks around the corner and gets straight called out.
Yeah.
So he wouldn't be able to, know what was said inside. He's
Mhm.
like, we're trying to say that, yeah, we'll
He's-
keep playing through it here.
So he says, I'm guessing that it wasn't as cut and dry as you just attacked them. I'm guessing something happened that caused you to attack them. Am I correct in that?
Yes, sir.
He says, all right, well, Could you tell me, well, you haven't come here blowing up the inn, which is what we're used to when someone's just randomly throwing magic around, like in this situation. So I figured it wasn't just a random attack, or else everyone at the inn might be dead at this point and we'd be fighting. So tell me a little bit about what happened on the road.
As we came up on the road, we were met by some men on horseback, and they seemed suspicious and shifty to begin with. You said they were mercenaries?
That's right. Mercenaries at a crossroads. Questionable lot. Not
Right.
not
They
the best
did not
reputation.
identify
Innocent
themselves. They did
Hohenheim's
not
going-
identify
going out.
themselves.
I want to yell out that they're capturing innocent people and that they were trying to collect a bounty on innocents.
Says, innocent people. Can you tell me more about
See.
that? And actually, give me a persuasion check. One of the people who's been talking.
All right.
Let's see.
Okay.
We'll go with that.
He just nods and says, all right, so they were capturing innocent people. They were hostile towards you. You decided to throw a fireball and they ran. Does that sound right? Maybe
The
they
gist
shot a
of
few
it.
arrows at you as you came up on them.
Please know that this is not our group's normal tactics. We are normally much more restrained. We are educating the
I think it
yes.
was a
Don't mind.
really
Don't mind.
misfortunate misunderstanding.
There was
We got off on a bad
Tolerate-
We
foot
were
to
absolutely
begin
defending
with.
ourselves.
there was
I
some
not tolerate taking advantage of innocence for personal gain.
there were
Not
some
good.
there were
It's
some
all right. Well,
some suspicious explanations and actions from the mercenaries that indicated that there was more to the story than was available. Our party intended to investigate, but
he says, well, you, like I
As you
said,
said,
or go ahead.
as you said, we were merely defending ourselves.
Nods. He says, all right, well, I assume, yeah, it sounds like you were defending yourselves, and being a member of the Artisans Guild, I don't really want to have there be a fight between the Artisans Guild and this mercenary group, especially since there might be nobility involved. So how about
oh fuck.
you want to give us 30 gold pieces and we'll just say we didn't see you?
Hohenheim immediately steps up and go, here 40.
This is great.
Here 40.
You
Treat
all,
yourself nice.
You all have a great night, and they're gonna walk back into the
Oh.
tavern.
Thank you for your time, sir.
Wow. Oh my
I'll
gosh.
subtract 40 gold.
This does not sit well with Arapel. Like if these guys that is not a big sum overall in the grand scheme of things. It is a big sum in as far as regular people in the world, but
knowing
3
guild,
dead people, 4
knowing-
dead people, yeah.
Well, knowing guild politics, Gnome or Chomsky, that actually outcome didn't surprise you. It's they probably don't want someone of your guild being associated with a bunch of murders.
so if Gnome hadn't joined, okay, I guess you can't answer that, but like, yeah, now I'm curious. Like, wow, is this like a badge that's protecting us
Oh
all?
yeah, well, if you were just a bunch of
That'd be-
randos, they may have attacked you and tried to subdue
Oh. We would have killed them, but we wouldn't have wanted to.
you. Yeah, it's hard to say.
I don't know about
exactly,
you
but
guys, but
yeah.
I am ready to move on. We need to get this behind us. None of this
Yeah.
has sat well. I don't like how any of this
Yeah.
has gone, and I really hope that for the sake of us being together in this party, this doesn't happen again. Let's just move on from this
Yes,
bad.
let us
We just moved like 3 days down the road.
Yeah, I see that. That was a long
Yeah.
time for me to say that. I was really long-winded.
3 days later, he's still like, I can't believe this.
Yeah.
So angry.
I mean, none of us
Yeah.
wanted that. Like,
Well, yeah. Let's.
It was-
Okay, as we travel, maybe
So
like
are you gonna stay at the inn tonight, or are you gonna just try
oh, I don't
to
think
camp
so.
somewhere?
Are we?
Move along.
No,
Yeah,
I
move
think we
along.
need to spend some time away from people. Val's got a bad taste.
All right, so spend the 2 silver for your time at the inn, and there's gonna be some more traveling.
What's the conversion gold to silver?
10.
Okay.
10 silver. to a
Take
gold.
1
So
gold away. And
think-
is that the SP silver?
Yeah, silver pieces.
Okay, so I got 8 left. Cool.
All
Thanks.
right.
So, as we're traveling, we could talk, like, we could do some RP
Can
as
have
a
some
party
coming to
where
Jesus
we,
here.
where we
I'm literally
kind of
typing stuff
coach
right now.
Owenheim on like battle strategy and also like, you know, hold back
De-escalation.
until you get and hold back until you get
De-escalation.
signs from other members of the
Gonna
party.
teach you
I
some
don't know, things
firearm
like that.
safety, Owenheim. You gotta keep
Yeah.
your gun pointed down until you engage. If you throw a fireball, you do it to
I had a
kill.
premature detonation.
Yeah.
It's just like I wanted to say, like, you know, I destroy bad. Sorry I caused problems, but sometimes bad things happen. The
Fire-
only way to deal with is do bad things back.
Fireball PSA.
Yeah. To whom it may concern.
Slug would just put her
Not
hands in her,
understanding.
her face in her hands at that.
I'm assuming he
Go
would
ahead.
assume. How much slavery has he seen, Lou, in like the
I
last 200 years?
don't know. I mean, slavery is outlawed in the Teruvian Empire. So if you've just existed here, you probably haven't seen much.
Okay.
But
In the last 200 years, I'm trying to come up with a good reason as in why the last 200 years he would see a bunch of people bound and assume the worst. Because that's kind of what he did.
I mean, yeah, there could be something in his backstory where yeah, he may have been involved with slavers for some reason and had to defend people. But I'm gonna pass some time if that's okay as you're traveling.
Oh shit! I need to be taking notes. Damn it! I
So-
You can
stopped
always
taking
watch
notes.
Come on,
I
You
stopped
can
scribe.
taking
always
notes
watch the
when we got
replay,
to
Miri.
that.
That's what I did for the Tuesday game. Is I ended
I
up coming
stopped
back
taking.
later.
Yeah, I stopped taking notes when we got to that inn.
So you spent
I
the
love
2 silver. It is now.
Also,
I'll say you
by
camped
the way,
evening
like,
here, so it's now
I
the 40th.
I just
Okay,
noticed that I just noticed that I did the journal 3 journals ago. So there's only been 2 journals since I did it last. I don't know how that
Yeah, we
happened.
saw it.
I
Is that-
think we had a bunch of
Is that
new
just
we had
because of the
people
players.
leave.
turnover?
Yeah, because
Okay,
of the
yeah.
turnover.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Gotcha,
I did like I only had there was like one person in between me and then
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. Cool. I was just like, I went back to find my old journal because I was looking for, because Arapel's journals have designations that are daily.
Right.
So I needed to know how many to add.
Oh,
So yeah. Anyway,
So 4 days pass.
who drew an M on the map? It just
M for
disappeared.
murder.
Someone, no, they put it on the end of the autist, so it said autism, and then
Aw.
it disappeared when I said that. It disappeared when I said that.
Someone got
Okay.
found out. It was probably it's probably Hohenheim.
Like-
Hohenheim's guilty of everything
You
tonight.
know,
I know, I didn't know.
Suspect.
I didn't know. I saw it, and then as I was speaking, it disappeared.
So about 4 days later, you get to the crossroad here. Which way are you gonna go?
North.
North. All right. So that would be 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. All right. So another 8 days of quiet travel pass, making your way up near the Labao area. It is now the 52nd of winter. Very cold out. Do you all have cold weather gear?
Yeah,
Chomsky bought
that
a
was
bunch.
one of the things Chomsky bought. Yeah.
All right. So even with this gear, it is very cold. You've seen a few snows. There haven't been too many people traveling. Mostly this road's been empty. You've just had yourselves to talk to over all this time. Discussions between the group. But yeah, you're pretty close to a town. Do you want to keep going north?
Out of character, I want to go explore the ruins of Teradok.
It's random.
but that is purely based on the name and the map. But in character, I think we want to. In character, I say we continue to Daybreak in order to continue to Dazoric. But
Okay.
yeah, but Arapel's not going to object to anything else y'all decide to do.
All right. So,
I'm all about exploring.
oh, you gonna go to Pterodoc?
I don't know what's in Pterodoc, but
No, none of us do.
I don't even
Or
know
do
what's in
we?
Pterodoc.
Oh God.
I mean, I
Lou's
sort of
like,
know,
no, don't do that to me.
but if you want to go explore around Barun, I can roll. I might need to wait till next week, but we could
I
definitely
want to
do
follow
that.
the professor.
So
It's
our
okay.
our objective is to get to Zorik, because we want to follow the trail of the Dwarven Room Master technology. But I don't know. We've already passed through quite a bit of vampire, and I don't know. Do we want to just keep passing by it, or do we want to stop and see if there's?
We're gonna have a one-off side experience, Lou. If you need time for next week, I make a vote for Pterodoc.
Well, if you want to go there, I probably need some
I
time
did
to
not
plan it.
mean- I
Yeah,
did
Would
not
any of us
mean
know
to
about
like
it?
next week or
I
whatever.
did not mean
You would
to
see it on
start a
your maps,
thing.
because remember, you bought a bunch of maps.
We did, yeah.
Not
I did
much
not
is
mean to start a
explaining what it
thing.
is, but yeah.
Well, in character, Arapel would be like, our objective is to thwart the Shadow Lords from gaining a further power, influence, or possibly to trap them at some point. As we know that the Ringmasters have previously been capable of trapping the Shadow Lords, we need to acquire their knowledge, and our only lead for that knowledge begins in the Zorik. This should be our objective. That does not mean that we have to do that, but that's
That was.
They're
Or
pretty.
how talking
I mean,
about
this is the first
Shadow
Val's kind of
Lords.
hearing about your guys' true motives. We haven't really talked about it a lot yet. So Val would kind of
Same.
question, like, what's your timeline on that? Like, how soon are we worried about this Shadow Lord taking over everything? Do we need to make haste to Dazoric?
All right, so I think we spent.
I know it's kind of
we-
crazy because we've skipped over a lot of time.
Yeah, we
but
spent
we would
2
have
weeks.
definitely-
Yeah, we spent 2 weeks in the capital, and we've spent several weeks now traveling. So I think we probably would have, in character, we probably would have given you a lot more information
Right.
than we've given you out of character. But overall, I mean, there's so much more than this. But just try and summarize it as quickly as possible. There's 2 Shadow Lords. One was the master, the other was the apprentice, and the apprentice has now become more powerful than the master. The apprentice is the party faced him in Issyk in the previous chapter of the campaign and defeated him-ish, but they can't kill him. They just kind of popped him out of the body he was inhabiting and shunted him back to the Shadowfell, where he's regaining strength. And then more recently, we faced the other one in the Shadowfell, and same thing, shunted him out of the body he was in. And the thing is they still exist. They're on the Shadow. As far as we know, both the Shadow Lords that we know of are on the Shadowfell at this time, regaining power. But we know that we can't kill them, and we know that creatures of the 12th cycle, dwarves of the 12th cycle, were able to trap one of them. Gaiva was trapped by dwarves of the 12th cycle, and that Shadow Lord was actually freed by this group very, very, very early on, before we knew all of this stuff. So it's kind of our responsibility to try and undo our harm and re-trap him. So that I feel like we have been traveling. We have been traveling for weeks.
Yeah, the
probably months
conversation
now.
would have come up
Yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah, and that's why I feel like, that's why I abbreviated
that's
a
good.
lot.
Thank you.
But yeah, I feel like some of that we would know that.
All
I
right.
think we need to find that Dwarven technology. That's pretty serious.
Yeah.
Cool.
This is
So
more
then just
involved than
let's
any
head
of
to
my
Dazoric.
pit fighting or anything else. So I am seeing a greater calling here than just the glories. Obviously, there's going to be glorious battle as we go along here, but yeah, this is bigger than anything I've been partial to or been exposed to. So I would want to continue with that because I would expect to have great battles and going forward.
You would know if you are headed into the mountains. There be giants. So you've never fought the giants, but you hear they're extremely dangerous.
Are they
Hmm.
generally hostile?
Depends on the
From
tribe,
what
I
you-
think.
Well, that would be a nature check. Generally speaking,
Oh.
everyone would be like, "Yeah, giants are they'll just smash you." Is the general thoughts on giants.
Giants.
To
I wonder.
have more nuance, you would need to do a nature check to know more
Oh,
about
could I do
them.
that?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
If you have nature
I feel like
knowledge.
maybe with their, with Uslag being nomadic,
Yeah, being
they-
from a barbarian tribe, you probably
yeah, they tend to wander. I think her tribe tend to wander like the kind of like more the hills
so
and like the plains, but not necessarily the mountains.
so you would know that, like barbarians, giant tribes vary a lot. It's true they are extremely dangerous, and many of them do eat people, but not all of them. And some of them just want to be left alone, much like barbarian tribes. They tend to eat a lot of. They do a lot of hunting. They raise animals like humans, but yeah, they're very big and dangerous.
Best to give them a wide berth.
Yeah. They're more of a problem for the dwarven settlements than they are for your people. Giants rarely come down out of the mountains.
But if we are to go into the mountains, we should be ready to encounter these and have some strategy, whether it is to attempt to befriend these tribes or.
Luke, can you also where the mountains they come from normally?
Well, this is the area you're going to, where the once you, well, hopefully, if you can figure out more information on where the tower might be. But
We're going to desert, right?
first to Dezoric to
Yeah.
try to meet a possible contact who can help guide you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
our
where are the-
goal is the mountains, but we're going to Zoric to set out on that expedition and find a guide, contact somebody.
One more time, where they come out of the mountains from?
Where?
Well, I don't know
Well,
if you would know
uh,
that. I don't
Okay.
know. Well, do you have history or nature?
I know I don't have nature, but I don't may have history.
History might tell you something about where they've been
I don't
spotted.
have history either.
Yeah,
No.
so especially with your intelligence, you probably wouldn't know much about the giants or,
Mountains stay in big rocks, giants.
yeah, big giants and rocky mountains.
In the Big
Uh,
Rock Candy Mountains.
But all right, so you continue traveling to daybreak.
Until
Yep.
the break of dawn.
All right.
Long rest it.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days pass, and you make it to daybreak.
This is like the longest journal ever, as far as the number of days in game.
Yeah.
Should have paid.
Do we
the 200
arrive
gold
at
pieces to
daybreak?
teleport.
At daybreak?
Yeah, so it is now the 60th of winter, and you are at daybreak.
Did we arrive at daybreak? At daybreak?
All right, enough out of you. It's 11 a.m.,
Sorry.
so probably not exactly at daybreak, but you are at daybreak. A bit of a, not a large town, but decent size. Looks like lots of farms around. People seem friendly enough. You're greeted as you come in. They seem less worried by the sight of having a tabaxi with you. You're still getting some looks for the Warforged, though.
Wait, when you say less worried, I feel like as a group who walks in with 3 constructs, the tabaxi is not the focus.
Not
I mean, he
anymore.
still
Back
is-
in my
Especially
stomping
not,
grounds.
I mean, especially not the
Uslog's
7
got a
foot
good
construct.
disguise. She doesn't look
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
Probably would have ditched the disguise after we left Typhonus, but
But you still look a little bit freaky. Okay.
I mean, Uslog looks the most normal, and that's Let's say actually
Saying
probably
something.
Chomsky.
Oh no,
looks-
Chomsky. Yeah, exactly.
Gnomes are
Yeah.
actually fairly common, so he's probably the least weird looking.
So
out of all
everyone
of you.
assumes that. I feel like everyone is just going to assume that Chomsky is like some like mastermind, like controlling the rest of us, or employing the rest of us, or guiding the rest of us.
feel like
He's
true.
people are going to approach him and talk to him as if he's the leader.
So while you're in Daybreak, are you staying here the evening and just hanging out, or?
I don't know. Does it seem? What are the feels we get? Like, does it look secure and normal and
it seems like a nice enough town. It does have a pretty big wall around it, a little bit bigger than Char's wall. Wooden wall, same as Char, but yeah, a little taller. It seems seems nice enough. You don't see anything that gives you alarm bells. I mean, you could probably destroy this town if you wanted to, honestly.
Oh wow!
No one.
No,
Is
no,
that a
Hoey.
challenge?
No one.
Don't tell Hohenheim that.
You don't get the feeling that the guards here are all that skilled for in combat. It seems like a fairly normal town. If you talk to people here, there are some rumors that there's been attacks on the lumber camps of Dezoric. Apparently, giants are attacking some of the lumber camps. And there's a little bit of worry that they might destroy Dezoric and make their way towards Daybreak. That's kind of the big hubbub in the town right now. There's also a lot of talk of Issyk, actually, and people planning to possibly go there with the new rebuilding.
Don't do it.
Those are the two big things being talked about in Daybreak right now. But no one really knows who you are, and most of the time, people here are avoiding your group.
Can I try to go around and ask people if they need help?
Yeah. Give me a persuasion check with disadvantage.
With disadvantage?
Yeah, you're a huge construct.
You're like just
Bullshit.
randomly walking up to strangers and be like, "You need
Hello
help."
there. What the? Oh God. So the people here are definitely a little bit uncomfortable when talking to you. But some of them kind of warm up when they see that you don't mean harm. They don't really. Most of the people here, if you ask if they need help, would say that they're doing well. It's winter time, so the harvest is kind of done. People have sold their crop. There are people moving through here from time to time with the caravans, visitors from Labao. Normal stuff around this time of year. But yeah, there's not really a need for help. The one thing that you might hear about is that one of the travelers, a woodsman, a couple of days ago, saw giants lurking in the area to the north around some cave. Since then, everyone's been forbidden to go in the woods, at least for a while, just in case. But that could be a side quest if you want to take note of that.
So there's
I relay that to the group, I guess, or if they not are with me.
Is
Do
that
we-
north of Daybreak or north of Dezoric?
North of Daybreak, there was a
Cool.
cave near the edge of the mountains where a woodsman spotted a bunch of giants. He doesn't know anything about what kind of giants or what they were doing, but since then, yeah, Daybreak's kind of put out a thing that no one's to go up there, to go into the woods at all. So, possible side quest if you want to look into it, but as for, like, does the town need anything? Not really.
except they need giants not to come down and
Yeah.
be a pest.
Except not to be destroyed by giants from Dezoric or from the area to the north here.
How many people were nice to me?
Mostly they avoided you. Maybe like 2 or 3 were a little nervous but talked to you.
Those 2 or 3 people got a gold piece. As I thank them for the time, and then hand them a gold piece and walk away after we're done the conversation.
All right, they thank you for the gold piece.
That's it.
All right. Well, we are at 8:30, so this might be a good place to stop in daybreak. Whereas next week, yeah, either go on to Dezoric or maybe look into these giants to the north. It's up to you all. But yeah, why don't we do MVP vote? Another big RP session.
Right? There really was. I want to get into just like a huge fight, and I want to see what. Because I built my guy straight for DPS, and we've yet to get into one.
I know you all kind of came at a really strange
Yeah, we haven't
point
had much.
where we just
We haven't been in a
had
fight
so
yet.
much
combat at
before.
all, yeah.
Not even one, because like I got some like really fucked up shit. I want to see what you guys are gonna fucking see when we do fight. As an aberrant mind sorcerer, like, you know, I'm really curious because like I've never played a sorcerer high
Well,
level.
do you want to
which
go
is so
fight
much
some giants in the mountains here next week?
Wait a
I mean,
second. We
that's
don't know if the giants are enemies yet, guys. Come on. Don't
Yeah,
just
we're not gonna
assume.
They're friends.
just-
Giants are
True that.
friends, not food.
Well, wait. What? We were considering making them food. What?
we might be the food if we go near their camp,
Yeah,
even
yeah.
if they aren't planning on
Oh no,
attacking
we will
neighbors.
definitely be the food if we do not take this carefully. So let's very carefully coach our good friend Owen.
I think I'm missing your
Owen.
vote, Arapel.
Look there. Yeah.
No, it's in there. Oh fuck! I'm talking to
Did you
myself.
whisper
Damn it!
it?
Fuck! All right, I gotta turn
Like
that
at
off.
least once every session.
I'm so
least.
sorry.
That's fine. Although I'm pretty sure I know who's going to win. All right, with 3 votes, Arapel, you are the MVP.
Oh really? Oh my gosh! Thank you. I was not expecting that.
Good job,
Yeah,
So I get-
everyone.
I get 2 inspiration points
Well
this session because now somehow I am scribed as well.
You've done
Hopefully-
good. I'm so proud.
Oh my
Hopefully
gosh,
you,
Arapel's actually pretty good on inspiration. I didn't realize he had as many as he has.
How many does he
Alright,
have?
so we started
Well,
on
one-
the... Go ahead.
I was gonna say once I post my journal, I'll have 6, which I did not realize he had 4 already.
Damn.
Yeah.
So we started this game on the 24th of winter, and it's now the 60th of winter.
Right? This is like the
Wow.
longest single session I've ever played in any of Blue's games. Like I've had groups
Traveling.
pass time in like cities and stuff, but like that
So-
was like the longest, like the most amount of
36
days in
days?
session. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
36 days of travel.
So I'm,
Yeah.
I'm curious to know like what we like would, especially with like our new players, would we have like learned anything more about you guys like in the process? Because I feel like we just
We
kind of
might
skipped
need to
from like knowing nothing about you guys to like
Well,
having
And
since
travel
you
time.
guys
are being outside a game.
Yeah,
I was
you're all
gonna say
welcome
the
to,
same
uh,
thing.
No one
to
ever
talk during the
does
week
that.
about the travels, because I'm sure you all talk to each other a bunch on the road.
Yeah, we had lots of campfires and meal shares
Maybe
and
about
stuff.
the blowing up of those mercenaries and the corrupt
Well, I think we
corrupt
kind
police
of
force.
Yeah, we kind
We-
of talked about that. Yeah.
I mean, we kind of talked to Owenheim about that pretty immediately, even though we were kind of like, let's move along and stuff. But like then we had tons of travel time where, yeah, I don't think we're like trying to like bring that back up like repeatedly to make Owenheim feel bad or
Beat a
whatever.
dead
But like at
horse,
the
yeah.
same
Yeah.
time, but at the same time, like yeah, like none of us, nobody wanted that to happen the way it did. Okay, like the rest of the group didn't want that to happen the way it did, and we understand that Owenheim didn't understand the situation. Yeah, so I feel like sorry, I'm making things more long-winded than they should be, but yeah, in general, I feel like we've had so much time traveling that we could absolutely RP and we can do this in group chat or whatever between sessions. But I feel like we've definitely had time to like coach and guide Owenheim a little bit.
So like we RP like pretty often. Like I don't know if you kind of noticed, like, but like in the other in our Tuesday group, we do like a lot of RP during the week and even during our sessions when characters aren't doing stuff. We'll have like little side conversations kind of going on, and I didn't really realize how much I was going to enjoy that until I started doing it. So that's something that I am all about. So if you guys would like to do that during the week, I would be all for it. To be like, give my character some more depth to understanding the reasonings to why. Because you guys have been playing for like so much for so long that to incorporate now, it's like,
Yeah,
kind of
we
would
got to
want to
catch up with you
understand
guys,
more.
get you guys to know us and stuff, and figure out where you're at in the campaign. So.
I want to understand like the reasonings behind everybody and everything.
Oh yeah.
And it's been 36 days traveling. I feel like Hohenheim would pick up on a lot of little things, like through that entire time. So I know I'm working basically until 5:30 every day for me, and I can't do that. But I would like to do this during like the evenings, even if it's just like we each post like a little bit of like almost a paragraph, and kind of giving like descriptions about things and just trying to throw it in chunks. Because that would work for me better, so I can respond in chunks. If that makes sense.
Why are
to
you
guys.
in this? Yeah. Line of work, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, how did you get to be a part of this whole thing?
I'm not trying to be selfish or anything, but that's what would work best for me, and I figure I'm hoping that would work best for everybody else.
We'll catch up.
I'm assuming not everybody has, hours to check during the day to see if a message has been updated because of life,
Yeah, I can, with my job too, I can bounce in and out of chat throughout the day between meetings and stuff, so.
I never know. There are days.
Yeah,
There are days.
hit or miss.
And
Yeah,
role
there are
playing
days
on
that
message boards is nothing new.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it could be like hours for a reply, and that's fine. Like,
well, I just want to say what would work best for me while trying to be respectful to everyone else as well.
Yeah, there are definitely days that I am that I might notice your stuff like a lot, but then there are other days that I'm bogged down in meetings and stuff for work, and I don't see stuff for 12 or 15
Oh my
hours.
God, she's in the CIA.
Yeah, there's been days where I go without having shit.
CIA? I don't think I would refer to my things as meetings. It'd be more like contacts or something. I don't know. I don't know what I would do. I don't know.
That's just what somebody would say to push us off the case.
See? Yeah. Austin knows.
That's right. All right, well, I'm going to head off to bed.